sorry, guys. I've left all these books out front.
How embarrassing!
Move all these.
But Mark, wait.
Books.
Wait.
Hang on. What? No, hang on. Leave me alone. I've got to put these books away.
Why have you got
These books
Why have I got all these books?
We might need
Brandon Sanderson books.
Weird. What are they doing there?
Yeah, what are we doing?
You'll find out in just a minute. Welcome to High Rollers. That might be. Oh, is that the return of the bit? Has it begun? Are the bits back?
The bits are back, baby.
Oh, it could be.
For a long while there, it was just screaming, and now it's a bit again. Oh, good.
Hate it.
Welcome back to High Rollers, everybody. Welcome back to the Chaos. We didn't go to Gen Con. No, we're here, ready to play our game in England with my friends. These are the friends.
England.
I'm a friend.
We've got Ree, we've got Trot, we've got Kim.
Friend. Friends.
We've got Tom.
Hello.
We've got Katie.
Oh,
Hello,
How close
friends.
that was horrible.
Very.
Oh.
Hello.
No, just in the mic.
We are back, baby.
So back.
It feels really weird because for us, we did go away for a bit because we had to pre-record some episodes and things like that.
It was just a week.
But we're back live. Was it
Feels
just
like
a
a
week?
decade.
It was just a week.
God, it feels like forever. I guess because that's right,
we
because
were
we
busy
filmed
then,
them, but then it came out on the same day. It was mad. Why was it mad though? Well,
Why?
Why indeed?
Why?
Because on Tuesday, 6th of August, that's this coming Tuesday.
2 days.
Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Where you can join us at 7 p.m. UK time for a special, extra special, one-shot live stream as we play through the brand new Stormlight Archive RPG by Brotherwise Games! Based on the epic fantasy series by Brandon Sanderson. We all fucking love it! We all love it!
It's actually really good.
This is exciting. We're excited.
It's cool as hell.
Yes, so we are going to be checking out the new Stormlight Archive RPG by Brotherwise Games. If you don't know the Stormlight Archive and Brandon Sanderson, don't worry about it, because we're going to be making it very applicable and very enjoyable for people who have never read the books. We're going to try and introduce you to it, to so much so that we asked our good friend Jasper Cartwright to come on back, and he's joining us for the one-shot as well.
And as a professional, he decided to not engage with the Stormlight Archive at all, so he could act like the person that doesn't understand Stormlight.
And it was purely that, for professional reasons.
Professional reasons. His
Wiped
whole
it from
life.
his brain.
But no, that's it. So Jasper is going to be your eyes, your peepers, through to the world of Roshar and the Stormlight Archive. It's really good. This is, I think, because we're all big fans of the book, so we were really excited about this opportunity. The Kickstarter, I think, is going out live on the same day as well. So come and check out the stream. It's going to be a big part of their big launch and everything else going on with that as well. It's really cool. We actually really like the system. It was a ton of fun. And if you're fans of the books or not fans of books,
will be a ton of fun.
Tom, let's not pretend.
Smash that immersion.
Okay.
I have a beard. I'm not going to grow a beard in like 3 days.
Not trying hard enough, man.
I know.
I've got holes in my face since then.
Yeah, you've got like holes in your face. I don't have a beard.
I'm not sunburnt.
We're going to be in costume. We've got some amazing costumes. The set gets adapted for it. It's a great time. So come and join us for that. Tuesday, 7 p.m. UK time. Tuesday. Yes, it will be available on YouTube. Yes, it will be available for you to watch it. So if you can't join us live, make sure you check it out on YouTube and all that good stuff as well. Next up, I forgot to put it on. It's over there. We got the Clever Toad merch shirt. Clever Toad!
I've got it.
Kim's got it. I was going to wear mine, but
It's an amazing design.
Amazing design. That's available on our merch store, along with all of our other fine merch that you can buy. Fine merch. A latte fun mug, which Tom has over there.
I
He's got
do
his coffee
indeed.
in.
Who designed that?
That one.
That one.
This
Rhiannon.
one.
The face hole one.
This one actually over here.
So go and check
this
that.
mug.
If
Free
you
shipping until midnight in the UK. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
free shipping till midnight. Even I didn't know that. I didn't have it in my notes. So there you go. Grab that.
pro.
If you want to support us, then buying merch is a great way to do that. You get a cool thing, we get a cool thing, everybody wins. Do that. And then lastly, please don't forget, on the 17th night of September, it's the High Rollers live show. Adelphi Theatre in the West End in London. So close. It's so close now. It's like literally like 2 months. There's still tickets available, but they are going. So, like, you really need to grab your ticket. If you want to come, grab your ticket ASAP because they are starting to pick up back up again. Like, now that we get closer, ticket sales are like, woo, going back up. So make sure you grab your ticket. 17th of September, the Adelphi Theatre in London. Very accessible if you're staying in London, you want to grab a hotel. Very accessible via tube if you need to go a little bit further out and things like that as well. So please do come on by. It's going to be the biggest gathering of High Rollers fans ever. Think about that.
World.
Do you want to miss out on that?
On which note,
I don't think so.
actually, if you do come, do join our Discord because there's actually a specific channel just talking about this event and people organising how to get there and doing fan meetups and sharing like tips on how to get around London, like hotels to stay in, that kind of stuff. So it's great.
What are you laughing at?
Sorry, when you said if you are going to come, it reminded me of the Kamala Harris Trump thing. Do not come. Do not come. I'm going to come. Just reminded me of that. Anyway, carry on. It's better in the video.
Can I mention another
Do you want to just
thing
leave
that's-
existence? You should sit next to Tom.
Yes.
You asked why I was laughing. I tried to cover it up.
Okay. Well,
I'm a professional.
No, I just wanted to also say if anybody is at the Edinburgh Fringe in August, I'm going to be in a couple of shows on the 23rd and the 24th of August, 2 p.m. till 5 p.m. at the National Library of Scotland. It's going to be a Call of Cthulhu and Chaosium are hosting that. And Jasper is also in it!
Jasper's also in it.
Me and Jasper.
You've got a bunch of great people. You've got Liv in there as well.
Liv, Josephine.
Yeah, Josephine.
Mike Mason is the GM. It's going to be
Edinburgh Fringe, baby. Edinburgh Fringe, baby.
So I get
that's
to
awesome.
go home.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So go check out Katie at Edinburgh Fringe doing
I think
Chaosium.
the tickets are sold out, but they're free, so just keep an eye out. But if anyone's around the Fringe,
Lovely.
you never know. They might become available. Check it out.
Wonderful. With that, that's all I had. He looks around. No. Just making sure that there wasn't any other surprise news that I'd forgotten about. With that, let us run the intro and play, and we'll play today's High Rollers D&D. Woo!
I'm going to come.
Welcome back to Altheya, the Dragon Empire. The Festival of the Forge, a holy celebration dedicated to Saint Missara, has been taking place over the last few days. As part of this celebration, a grand tournament has been held for knights and knight-errants to prove themselves and win fame and glory. Gruffith of Tremoro, one of our heroes, has entered the tournament in the hopes of attracting the attention of a knightly order he wishes to join. Whilst preparing for the bouts to begin, the party also met with a young man called Atlas Altar Phoenix, a knight-errant of Emberfoot and the draconic noble Lady Meteona. With the rest of the heroes supporting them and cheering them on from the sidelines, Gruff and Atlas fought in single combat bouts, eventually coming up against one another in an epic clash, and then fought side by side along with the other heroes in a team battle called The Conquest. Thanks to their efforts and victories, Gruff was able to meet with Sonora Kell, a knight of the Circle of Loyal Hounds, who agreed to discuss a test to join their order. But whilst the heroes enjoyed the celebration, Sister Ophelia Della Rosa of the House of Blood returned to the dilapidated and haunted inn that our heroes acquired and spoke with the ghost of Tyrea, a woman murdered by her husband. Ophelia offered the possibility of joining the necrotic theocracy of Osseous and becoming a follower of the Grave Father.
Oh, I like that. Necrotic theocracy.
That is what it is. It's a religion-dominated society.
Necrotic theocracy.
Necrociacy.
Yeah, that.
Don't ever say necros. I'll show you my necrosia.
No!
I couldn't get it out of my head. I couldn't get it out of my head. I'm so sorry. As the words got mushed together, my brain made that.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
He's there with me now.
I hate that. Yeah, no,
I hate it too.
Yeah,
guys, just so you know, I hate it as well.
It's okay.
I hate my brain.
No, you just confirmed it even more by expressing how much you hate it. You've made it.
Yeah.
Happen.
It's all right. We'll cut
Absolutely.
it. We'll cut it.
Right, before we... if only we could now. Before we crack on, it is time to determine the Crucible of Fate.
Awesome.
Can I roll your fate?
You can burst.
Can I roll your fate?
Why?
I need a D6.
Okay,
Why would you roll
need my
3 people's
D6?
fate?
Oh, Tom,
Yeah.
you need a D6?
Yeah, I do. No, I do. Oh, I can use your D6.
Yeah.
Where is it? You made me a D6.
I made him a D6. Hopefully...
What is that?
Oh no, I forgot he's been making this.
Oh, he's been 3D printing stuff again.
Oh, Tom, you're being overshadowed, I'm afraid.
That's
I'm gonna
okay.
do 2. I'm going to do 2.
Do you need
So
one?
you can roll your own.
Do you want? Oh, you can only
blue
fit
one.
2 in there. You've only got load. You can only load
No,
2.
maybe your fit.
For podcast listeners, he's loading
dice gun.
A
into
gun.
a
It's a
chamber.
gun.
A dice
This
gun.
is a shell.
It is not a real firearm. I should point out to audience watching and to the podcast. Oh, he's broken it.
Have you just put 2 in and see how it goes? Okay.
Here we go.
Have you tested how
Oh my god, it does actually look like a...
For podcast listeners, pieces of the dice gun have fallen out whilst he's been trying to load it.
Watch the set.
I don't know where they went.
Oh dear.
There's another one.
Oh, Bubba's broken his toy. Oh.
This bit is taking way too long.
Right,
Take it.
load it.
This is the only time this is being
Are you
used.
ready?
No.
Not in my face. Here he goes.
Okay. Give it a sec. Hold on.
You're blocking the shot, Reed. You're blocking
Let's
the
go
shot.
Hey, yeah, safety second. You're blocking the shot.
Shit. Hold on.
Why is it not firing? He's just dry shooting
Wait,
his gun
hang on.
into the table.
And then I missed.
Here we go.
And then I missed again.
I got a 6.
We got a 2.
Hell yeah. I got a
Right.
6.
That is the only time this device will be used in the section because we're not going through all of that every time you need to roll a d6.
Okay,
Are you sure?
The reload
Yes.
is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think I mean, it's very cool. If it takes that long to fire once, I don't really want to see it used again.
So wait, sorry, what did people get?
I got a 6.
All right, that is a dice for you. And then
2 twos.
Double 2s.
and then
over here.
2 oh,
Sorry
2
about
for
that.
me. Okay, great.
Alright, well, I'm gonna roll your dice for me. 1.
Yeah, 2.
I see.
Okay.
your German.
Perfect.
No,
Lots
this
for
isn't
me.
my German one. Mark wrote at me a dice. I've got a custom dice, and it's just 1 is WUN, C is SEE, C 3, 3, fur 4,
Well, is it FIR?
FUR.
Oh yeah, fur.
Fur.
I think 5 is FII.
Fur.
Fur.
Word.
Tre.
Tre. Fur.
It's so
fur.
hard to read.
Set. No, set is 6.
C is okay. Set is 6. I got 1 again.
Set.
I got 1. That's dice for
Perfect.
dice for you.
Stacked up today.
Stacked up. Oh, I haven't rolled my dice. A 4. Look at that.
Thank you.
Bounce it out a little bit.
So what
Right.
are we? 4 and 2
4 and 2.
in your favor.
Yes, I do want to kind of have a little bit of a revision of some of these rules because, again, I feel like it's working great for you guys. I want to kind of figure out some more fun ways for me to spend it, but I'm going to work on that in time.
Okay.
So, we begin today's session with you guys. The tournament has ended. Just because we don't have Jasper here to continue playing Atlas, thank you very much, Jasper. The tournament has come to a close. If there are any little odd bits and pieces that people wanted to do, we can still kind of flash back and deal with that stuff. But the tournament has come to a close. You were successful. You won your matches in the Conquest. which meant that you were not able to, because it is a points-based game, some of the more senior and higher level knights would have been able to score a little bit more, but you performed very admirably, to the point where the glory that you had scored in the previous games, Gruff, which I believe you were at 13 glory, if I remember?
14.
14, you might, didn't catch one in the end.
I think I may have just added one from the conquest, though. Maybe.
I think that's it, yeah. So the idea of that being that is, first of all, the points that you scored in the first day were enough to garner the attention of the Circle of Loyal Hounds, right? So you were trying to basically get their attention, and you had to reach a certain threshold of glory in able to be able to do that. Nice. So you have done that now. But that's not the end of the glory points, right? Like, there is a sense here that is going to be something that continues to build as your career as a knight and as your fame as a knight grows. And you will be able to exchange it for rewards once you have made a bit of progress in your knightly vow and you are further in your way. So definitely keep a record of your glory points. They will come back to be of benefit at some point in the future.
So is it 13 or 14?
Well, let's say 14, I believe. Yeah, I believe it's at 14.
Cool.
But to kind of round off the celebrations, Duke Ignarius is hosting another grand ball at the Ducal Palace. This is the more formal ball. This is the one that is, previously you'd gone up there, you'd met some of the competitors, it was a bit more of a social gathering. This is going to be a formal ball. All of the knights who were participated in the tournament are going to be there. Many of the wealthy and influential citizens of Ashen Rest will be there as well, the guild masters, some of the wealthier merchants and things like that. And this is a good opportunity for your player characters, if you are interested in that, to go there and make a bit of a name for yourself, make contacts and things like that as well. So that is going to be happening in the evening. But if there is any urgent business that anybody wanted to take care of, or anything that you as characters would like to discuss amongst yourselves, there is also time for that to happen as well.
I guess the only thing for Gruff is I have to give back my armor.
Yes, they did say that that would probably be tomorrow they would come and collect that, because the tournament has just finished. You've just finished doing the conquest. They're not just going to come. Yeah. No. So tomorrow they would come and collect your armor. Cool. So that will be Mistress Ilana Vidante and Marthane as well.
In which case, I'm going to leave town.
See ya. Yeah. So that was
could certainly do that.
The armor
very well.
Did it make it through the tournament undamaged, undented?
There was no, so because basically there was no spells or anything, you never put yourself in a situation that it was really going to damage it beyond what is expected of armor. Like, you didn't purposely put yourself in any situations where you were going to get it damaged. No, there's no damage to it.
You had the oak and thorn.
Oak and thorn.
So yeah, no, there is absolutely no damage to it.
I have to give back the shield as well, right?
No,
it was just the armor. Yeah.
Shield and was it billhook?
Do I have to give back the billhook?
No.
That's yours as well. It's
Yeah,
mean.
it's just this the armor. Scale,
Nice.
Thunderbeast scale armor.
Yeah.
Cool. That's yours. Well done. You win.
If I just leave town
Just
now.
go now, right? Sprint.
Yeah, the crowds of Ashen Rest. Now that the festival is still ongoing, so people will still be spending time outside. There will be meals. People will be enjoying the festivities and the games, probably until sundown. And then after that, people will begin to wind down. The travelers will begin making their preparations to head back home. This has brought in a lot of the people from the outlying villages and things like into Ashen Rest, which is kind of the largest settlement in North Vale. So a lot of them will start returning home and things like that. But for now, the town is still quite bustling and busy, but there's time to do things if people wanted to, or go and speak to people that they wish to.
Is there someone somewhere in the festival who is running the strength game hammer bell thing? Has he, since the first day of the festival, been trying to get more people in just to chase that high that he discovered on the first day? No
the one that Rowan absolutely destroyed. I think that there would be multiple versions of that game being run by different people. That particular vendor has not been seen since that first day. They never returned. There's just an empty space where their stalls should be. The broken remnants of the machine just left there,
He's on a new path now.
Yeah. A better one.
Yeah.
He has found a new god.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see.
Is the shrine, is that being...
Your shrine.
The shrine.
So that will be you know, if I was being annoyingly sort of like, well, actually, because it's a festival, people probably work on it. I'm going to say that they found some people that, for a little bit of extra money, they were willing to work on the festival, and that will be ready tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, about midday tomorrow, it should be ready.
Can I go find Vorax Kel?
Yes, the knight, one of the knights.
The asshole.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
Asshole. You gotta go talk to the asshole.
Yeah.
Yes.
She has decided based on his aesthetic.
Yeah,
he fits
wasn't
the bill.
that the grandson?
Sir
of-
Vraxkel, yeah, grandson of Norakel, yes.
Okay.
Leader of the house.
Did we
You-
sufficiently teach them a lesson?
You certainly would know that you would find them at the ball this evening, because all the knights are going to attend there. Finding them beforehand, you could certainly make an effort. It's like the town's busy, but you can make an effort to try and track them down before the ball if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll try and get a little.
Sure. Make just a... Because it's very busy. I'll give you a choice here. You can either go around and ask people, like, have you seen Vraxkel? Like, where can you put him? In which case it would just be a straight charisma roll. Or you can use perception as a skill to try and, like, track them down, basically.
I'll go for Chariz.
Sure.
16.
16. You ask around, and you kind of go and inquire with some of the considerates and the people running the tournament, and they point you in a direction, and you would find Sir Vraxkel. Where would Sir Vraxkel be?
Skulking.
They would probably, after all the fighting has been done, and they did lose their match against you. They maybe won like a match against another team later on, but they didn't score as highly in the ranks as perhaps they were expected. You would probably find them around the dock side, like the river side of Ashenrest, which is a pretty expansive area. It's where a lot of the carpenters' guilds and some of the smaller guilds are located. Also the shipbuilders, they have these long canal boats here, because it's not a sea, it's a river. So they build these river barges. And he's just sort of, walking, like almost like just taking in the town, basically. Most people are stepping out of the way. He's about 6 feet tall, human, bald-headed, like no hair whatsoever, completely bald, dark clothing. He has this wicked-looking woodsman's axe hung over his back, big, thick, dark cloak. All of his clothing looks very well made, but made for rugged terrain. It's not meant for fashion. This is all utilitarian, like proper, like, I need good, strong boots, no decoration, like, nothing like unnecessary.
New clothes.
I can fix him.
I can fix this man. Sir Vorax Kel, I believe.
You kind of speak, and he whips his head around, and you see his hand almost instinctively. This is a man who's like using, but in a sense of like that trained soldier, kind of like something unexpected as you've creeped up on him a little bit. He brings his hand back down and looks you up and down. Yes, I am Sir Vraxkel. You were one of the ones fighting in the conquest. I remember you.
Yes, we did fight briefly. Your strength is admirable.
Oh, thank you. Fine compliment. You and your companions fought very well as well. You seem to possess quite a powerful visage, if I remember correctly.
Oh, thank you. What house do you serve under? You intrigue me.
I do. Interesting. You can see that there's he kind of like doesn't know how to necessarily respond to that. He kind of looks at you a bit oddly. He kind of stiffens. I am a knight of the realm of Urdas Kier. I serve my draconic lord, Galosirax.
So you're not looking for work?
I'm no mercenary. I'm a knight of the realm. And he kind of stands up straight. If you are looking for some sellsword or such, I'm afraid that you should look elsewhere, madam.
I'm not looking for a sellsword. I'm looking for somebody who may help my cause. Someone who may defend the honor of someone very, very dear to me.
Well, it is... Some knights concern themselves with things like chivalry and honor. In Urdas Kier, we are a far more practical people. If you're this person that you wish to protect, who are they? If they have a benefit to my draconic lord, then perhaps I would be willing to take on some role as a protector.
Oh, it's just my god.
Ah. Your god.
Yes.
You do not strike me as a servant of the Church of Scions.
No, I serve the Grave Father. I'm from Osseous.
Ah, the land across the sea. Then forgive me, madam, but I'm afraid that my draconic lord would have very little interest in whatever it is you are offering, I think.
I'm having a shrine built tomorrow. Maybe before you leave, would you fancy coming just to have a look, just see if what I might do there is of any interest to you?
You are a strange one. Your country, you know, your nation, your realm, you know much of necromancy, yes? It is not completely out of the realm of Erdeskir's interests.
Yes, some of your powers did have a flair that seemed very familiar.
I make no promises, but if I'm free tomorrow, perhaps I will stop by to see this shrine of yours.
Well, if I do change your mind, let me know.
If you are ever in Erdeskir, in the area of South Fen, I'm sure my lord would be interested in offering an invitation for perhaps an exchange of discussion if you mention my name.
Well,
And
that's very
yours?
generous.
Madam?
My name is Sister Ophelia de la Rosa of the House of Blood. Offers a hand. Very delicately.
He would not quite. He wouldn't take it like a lady's. Like he would actually kind of take it and twist into more of a handshake.
Okay.
You can see that there's a practicalness to this man. Like, and his hands are so rough and calloused. These aren't like pampered hands that you've felt and touched. This is a man who's probably been a woodcutter for most of his life. You know, really, strong, thick grip hands, like forearms, but then this calloused roughness to the skin. And there's not the cauldron care of his appearance. Like there is a more pungent odor, I would say, to this man. He smells of earth and peat and wood. There is a more roughness, a less care for the frivolities necessarily. But he will shake your hand and says, "I will remember the name."
And I will remember yours.
Good day.
Have a good night.
Yes. Seems a little perturbed, perhaps, but then makes his way off.
Your grandmother thinks you're an asshole.
I forgot to get my notes. I'll go sort some out on the break. All right, hang on.
It's all right. We'll see him tomorrow.
Raxkel.
Made an appointment. Brunch.
You've got potentially 3 conversions. Gnome we saved, a ghost already, and now a Knight of the Realm.
I don't know, maybe.
Just working your way up.
I've got work to do, bro.
Duke Ignarius.
I mean,
Can you imagine?
have a dragon? Don't get me excited, bro.
While Ophelia is off chasing down Sir Vraxkel, is there anything anybody else would like to do in the interim? You have like a few hours before the ball this evening, if you are even going to attend. You don't have to attend. I believe that you would be expected to, Gruff, because you did fight in the tournament, and it's also where Nora Kell said that they would be.
I think Rowan would make sure he goes with Gruff, acts as like a herald again, in case he needs to introduce Gruff to anyone.
Sure.
There's snacks there.
There will certainly be food. Food, music, dancing, all of that is promised in the invitation. You probably would have been given, like Gruff, you probably would have been given a formal invite. I think in fact, all of you would have been, because you all fought in the conquest, and like the Duke knows you. So you would have been delivered like a handwritten, probably from considerate Edath Orgrim, a very fancy, beautiful invitation of like you are cordially invited to the Ducal Palace this evening for a celebration of our glorious knights who participated in the Festival of the Forge tournament. Many attendants from Ashen Rest will be there. Dancing, drinking, food, music, the finest celebrations, it's that kind of invitation, do you know what I mean?
Altheya so common. That was me saying it. That was me saying it. That was not Gruff. I have not turned off my Gruff brain.
That wasn't you saying that. You were possessed for a second there.
By who?
By Rhea. Fancy a shoe then?
You comment.
I
I don't know if that was a Kim or a Gruff. I think that was just
who that
something
was.
entirely different.
I've had a very weird week.
I don't know if I should answer. I don't know what I'm signing up for.
Commented ball.
It's like an archfey. Like, may I have your attention? Ooh, I've got it now. It's mine.
Yes, I suppose. Oh.
Are all the cool vendors and stalls being closed up?
I mean, you know, they're starting to wrap things up. You know, the sun's beginning to set. By sundown, everything will be closed up. Yeah, but
you
know,
want
there's
to go
still
and
time.
change someone else's life?
I tell the group, I gotta go. And he starts running around trying to find the coolest mini games and stalls to visit before they all close.
Okay, give me a minute. I got to load up my old notes.
You're going to go speed run
Speed run
all of them
mini
before they're
games.
done.
Well, you did.
About
You
2
already
minutes.
did the strength game, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did you participate in the dexterity, the needle, thread the needle game? I can't
didn't
remember.
do that one,
You didn't
no.
do that one. You could do that one.
Yeah.
I think you,
I'll win
you
loads of
demolished that one,
prizes.
didn't you?
There are not just there are like multiple versions of these same games. These are like traditional games for this festival.
Right, yeah.
So they're being like run in different places all over town. So it's not just like the one hammer strength guy. There was multiple of that game. Rowan just happened to find one of them and completely blow the guy's mind.
Is
Same
this
with
like
this
the,
thread and needle game.
the awkward, weird moment at the end of like a con when people are clearly leaving and
Yeah,
all
they
of the
wanna
vendors
go.
are clearly starting to pack up?
Absolutely. There's that vibe, right? Of like the sun's going down. Technically, all the vendors and like game runners like have to stay like until it's like fully sundown.
The shutter's gone half down in the shop and he's ducked under
like, "Oh."
that kind of thing.
Hand
Yeah.
on shutter. Still open.
Reservation for 15.
Yes.
We just want one meal. Just the one.
I
Just
want
one.
to get a
Like,
little creme brulee.
Don't. Do not bring up the creme brulee thing. Nobody out there will understand, and they shouldn't have to. Anyway,
Several.
I've just got a piece of roast on my t-shirt.
you do find there would be
I'm a
as
stereotype.
as it is getting into evening time. One of the things that is still ongoing, which has been kind of going on throughout the weekend, which you guys didn't have time to like check out or go and check out, is there are cooking contests and like big group meals being made. So you find, and again, all spread out through Ashen Rest, you would come across like, you know, in little plazas in between buildings, they've got a giant big pan out and they're making like a huge dish of like a rice and stewed like meats and like spices and all this kind of stuff, almost like a kind of paella-esque kind of dish. And like, there's clearly somebody who's running it and they're like dishing it out and people are tasting it and like seeing what they think. And you can even see people with like considerates with clipboards who are going around and like judging things and stuff like that as well. And it's free. It's like, you know, just open for anybody to come and grab a plate. You're allowed to have a plate for free, basically. And there's
I'll get in
all
the
of
queue.
yeah, like you could easily. How many of these do you want to sample? Because there are. Okay. You spent several hours. You spent several
hours.
Yeah, because like you like as you're walking down the street, you're like, oh, yum yum yum, delicious, you know rice meat dish, and you're walking thing, and then somebody's doing like these deep fried cake like type sweets. You've got to go check those. Like that's down the street in like another section, and then you come out and you're out in the main plaza, and there's like 4 of these like big group dish like competition things going on. And you're like, gotta try all of those.
Well, I try one and I feel bad that the other ones are seeing me try this one. I'm like, well, I have the other 3 as well.
And again, it's like, this is just on the main street of Ashen Rest that you've gone down. You start going off towards the dock, towards the river. You start going out towards the south gate. There are even more of these things. So
I think you're also-
you can spend as long as you think Rowan would keep going, basically.
And you're also misinterpreting the looks as well. You're worried the staff are upset you're not going to them. They're looking at you like in fear.
Please
don't come here. We're trying.
Oh, would you like a plate?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
love a
Yeah.
plate.
And this one's like a spicy,
Burps.
like almost like kimchi, like cabbage, like spicy kind of thing that's been fermented in like local like things.
this is-
It's like a bowl of it, basically.
Something.
I need 3 Constitution saving throws from Rowan from all of these different, because like some of them, Cauldron food is very spicy as well, and like Rowan is not from Cauldron, so he's going to all of these places and it's building and it's building. It's like Hot Ones, but throughout a whole town.
I'd
Right.
be the worst person to do that in the history of it.
Okay, first one. 19.
Great, delicious, lovely, lovely dish.
Beautiful dish. He writes fake notes because he saw the other people doing it.
Yep.
Great dish.
Give me a deception check because I want to see if they think that you're an actual judge.
10.
10.
5.
Oh yeah. Have you got a bonus?
Yeah, 5 plus 5.
Oh, okay.
10.
So yeah, 10. Like maybe some of them are like, oh, is he a judge? And then somebody's like, no, of course he's not a fucking judge. Like, but you definitely convinced some people.
Also, what are the reviews you're giving for everything? Is it just great dish?
Great dish.
Great dish.
Yeah.
All down the
Well, it
arm.
depends on my constitution rolls, I guess.
Yeah. So the first one, absolutely delicious. Really, really enjoyable. Spicy but flavorful. Packed with lovely, tender meats. The rice is beautifully cooked.
That all absorbs with Rowan's senses, and the output is great dish.
Great dish.
He
Second
doesn't know
one.
how to put that into words.
Yeah. Let's go for a second roll.
My tongue tingles. 19 plus 5, 21.
21?
Plus 2, sorry, 20.
Again,
Yeah, 21.
maybe getting a little full, but so much good food. You have several of these dishes, 3, 4, 5. Yum, yum, yum. Some of them are small, some of them are big. Doesn't matter. You're happy to just be trying them all. Third constitution roll.
9.
9. You got 2 out of 3. By the time you finish, you reach back maybe towards the inn, you are so painfully full.
I can do one more. I think.
Oh, it's just these. Oh, we just have these very thin cookies.
They look wafer thin.
They're sort of like a wafer. Yes. They're very thin, very small.
Maybe if
But
I-
you don't have to have one, so it's fine.
I
You don't,
insist.
only if you're sure.
Please.
It's only a little tiny little.
He's hyperventilating. Sweating.
I mean, yeah,
Good dish.
Good dish. You successfully eat many of these meals. You do end up feeling quite ill, but the wide, you've never eaten this variety of dishes before. You do gain 5 temporary hit points that will last until they're spent.
Oh, yeah, boy.
You
At what
lose
cost?
10 HP.
But you are done. You can't possibly have any more at this point.
Oh, guys.
Might have a consequence at the ball later on. A lot of spicy food. We'll see if you roll any nat ones. If you roll any nat ones, I'm going to remember that.
But my guy.
Dinner at the Grumpy Hog, anyone?
Oh, yes, I am starving, actually. It has been a full day.
Yes.
No,
What's wrong, Rowan? What's wrong?
I'm not hungry anymore.
No? You upset that the festival's over now?
Yeah, the stores were all packing up and I couldn't find another game.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, we have
So
got
I
the
ate
ball tonight.
everything. All the food vendors were still open.
You ate everything.
I tried it all, and it's all delightful. But my tummy's all dicky.
Give
Got a
us
dicky
you
tum.
gave yourself a dicky
I
tum-tum.
got a dicky tum.
Oh, that's no good. And we're about to go for a meal, and there's the ball. There'll be so much food there
I'll
as
just
well.
have water, I think.
I don't think you should have water.
Why not?
Well, with the dicky tum-tum.
I haven't drank a thing. I've had like 10 dishes. And no liquids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go grumpy
Well,
hole.
we'll go get some food, and maybe you just
I'll come
have some
along.
water.
Have a lie down or something.
Oh, he lies down right there.
In the tavern, just gets
Oh, this does help a bit.
Ogrim just walks over. Is like, I'm not gonna ask.
Such laboured breathing.
We've all been there, haven't we? All been there. I've been there. French dip sandwich, man. I've been there.
That was
I've
the
been there.
first thing that came to my mind.
You're bringing up so many food backstories.
Yeah.
Look,
that
there's
no
a
one
lot
knows.
of them.
There's a lot. Just as you're doing that, so you guys go and get some food. A couple of other quick things that, this is your last chance to do them because before the festival closes. It is a tradition as part of the Festival of the Forge to make a prayer icon, which is you make a piece of art in any form with a wish or a prayer on it, and then you take it to the house of the making to have it blessed for a year, and then you keep that piece of art in your home, and it's meant to bring you good fortune and things like that. So it's like you physically make a piece of art yourself, you go to the temple, it gets blessed, and then you keep it in your house for a year until the next festival. So that is a thing you could go and do if you would like. There are like places with materials and things like that to help you.
Cool.
I think Gruff would want to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You can easily go and find it. What would Gruff want to try and make?
So, like, when you say art, do you mean like a sculpture or like a painting or just like
whatever, anything that you physically create yourself. So the idea is that Saint Missara is known as the Forge Mage, or the saint of creation, of like craftsmanship and artisans. So it's the idea of like anything you make. It could be like you could wood carve something, or
yeah.
you could,
I was thinking he strikes me as a whittler.
yeah, absolutely. Like you could easily go and find. They've got like pieces of like soft woods, little whittling knives. There's a couple of people like showing you how to do it and things like that. Like almost like these little workshops, you know, or like people that have got pre-done pottery and you come and paint it, or like
a rage room.
It's the opposite. That's the destruction part of it.
You shouldn't be moving that much right now.
But yeah, so like you can start like wood carving, something like that. Do you have proficiency in wood carving tools or anything like that? So then if you can just roll plus either dexterity or intelligence for me, please. I'd say wisdom. I'd allow wisdom.
Brushing a lop of finger off.
Yeah, I was gonna say intelligence is -1, so +4 Wizzy.
Yeah.
I think.
What do we get?
A very misshapen, could be an ice diver. I don't know.
It's just very rough, like
It still just looks like a stick.
Yeah.
It's a 8.
8. Okay, so it's not a very good ice diver, but you've made it yourself, and like you look at it and you're like, I made this. And then part of it is also there would be like these like little fine tools to like carve in, and you write a wish or a prayer on the actual item as well. So what would that be for Gruff? It can be secret.
Ooh, he would wish for protection for the group.
Okay, great. You take it to the House of Making, which I don't think you guys have been to yet. The House of Making is on the northern side in Greyforge. It is a shrine dedicated to Saint Missara. It's a 3-story tall building carved from incredible stonework in a classic style and with features of draconic faces and mouths from which illusory lava pours in channels that glow and illuminate the building. The topmost floor is open to the elements and features a beautiful lattice metal dome over it. The lower floors of the shrine are offered as workshops to teach artisan skills such as leatherworking, smithing, glass blowing, jewelry making, and so forth. When you go in there you can see there are 3 priests. They're called makers or mentors, and they're kind of helping everybody with their prayers. And you can see that they have this large kind of altar that's been laid out, and people are going up, placing them on there. And then one of the priests, does a little rite, touches the art, holds it. Normally they're sort of examining, like, and when you take yours up, Gruff, there is a old, quite leathery, very deeply tanned, like dark-skinned human male, really leathery, like wrinkled skin, bald head, wearing loose robes. Welcome there, good sir. How can I help you? Are you here to have a bless?
Hello, my name is Graf. I've made this. It's not very good, but it's the first time I've done it.
No. We do not use words like it is not good, it is bad. We do not use these things. You have made this with your own hands?
Yes.
Then you have done Saint Missara's great work, and that is to be commended. You have made something yourself. Please, may I see?
He hands it over.
Oh, yes. Oh, beautiful bird. This is a bird special to you.
Yes, voice is gone. Hello, my name is Graf. It's an ice diver from where I'm from, Tremoro.
So it has an importance of home to you, this bird.
I have 2 ice divers of my own that I grew from hatchlings.
But this wish, you wish for protection for your friends at home? Or are they here?
My friends here. They need all the help they can get.
I have many friends like that myself. Very good. Well, this is a beautiful ice diver bird. And as he touches it, you can see that what would have seemed imperfections to you, things that you made mistakes on, they almost seem to glow and shimmer. And actually, with this little touch of magic that this priest does, it almost seems to make those imperfections stand out as more beautiful things. And it lingers just for a moment. It's a very subtle glow, but it lingers. And he says, Forge Mistress, Forge Mage, Saint of Creation, let this wish come true. Let this art offer protection and guidance to Gruffeth of Tremoro's friends. He hands it back to you.
I'm so glad that you joined us here today, and thank you for partaking in the Festival of the Forge. It is, I think it is very much needed after the events here in Ashen Rest that we have had.
Oh, absolutely. It's been an absolute privilege to take part in the tournament and see all the celebrations in the city, the town.
I do not go to the tournaments much myself. I am often here teaching classes, but I do know the work of a very talented smith when I see one. Perhaps Mistress Dante's work you are wearing, yes?
Oh, absolutely. Unfortunately, I have to give it back at the end of tonight, so I'm wearing it as long as I can until I have to take it off.
Oh, it is important to appreciate things that are such beautifully made, you know, whether that is for a few minutes, for a few hours, for a few years, whatever it is. Appreciate these things that we have. Something that has had so much skill and care put into it. Thank you for coming to the House of Making, Gruffith of Tremoro. I am Cecilio Zatrazi. I'm one of the mentors here, a priest of St. Missara. So thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for the blessing.
Of course, of course.
He just nods and hands it back to you, and then he takes it. You see like a little girl and boy and their parents have come up, and they've all made like these things themselves. He's like, what do we have here? Beautiful necklace. Let me have a look at this. Oh, very lovely. Oh, I can see. And he kind of goes through it with the children and stuff. And yeah, you make your way out of the House of Making.
Nice.
Anything else from anyone else?
Yeah, I can't think of like a thing I would try and make for this. Is anyone else making any?
You are all more than welcome to. Like, this is a traditional thing. It's a big part of the festival, so...
Ophelia might.
Yeah.
I think what she'd do is use the gem that Rowan got and make a little necklace, just like with like a bit of, like nothing too like, just like with a bit of rope or like just a little chain that she finds. And then carve on the back just a prayer, just like let them understand. And then, yeah, she won't get it blessed though.
I was going to say, would you take it? No, you just.
No.
But this is for you. Like you're
yeah.
indulging in the culture of it, but this is a thing for you to
Yeah.
do. I mean, yeah, it's very easy to find. Like, do you have proficiency in jewelers' tools and jewelry and things like that?
Let's have a look.
Proficiency tools. Nobody cares about them until I do a roleplay
do I
thing
have?
about it.
Well, I can fish,
Yeah.
and I've got proficiency in herbalism kits.
Me too. I'm gonna go grow some
Light up.
weed.
If you don't know, it's fine. You
Same
can just
brain.
check it another time.
Bro. No,
If it's not under tools. So you probably haven't spent too much time with this, but you've seen the Baroness work with jewellery and things before. She certainly made your sanguinite gem and things like that. So you don't. The casing for the gem is quite crude. It's basically like wire wrapped around it, and then you attach the chain to it. But they provide like these thin, quite cheap chains, but you can get a piece of chain and then this wire kind of casing to wrap around it, and it's holding this gem that Rowan got you. It would have been a red gem for a female, imagine, right? And yeah, you can loop it over you, and it has it engraved on the back. There are like tools to like engrave on the gemstone and things like that as well, easily. What about Xanthius? Did Xanthius want to make something?
Yeah, I think so. I think he spends a long time, like, leaning at the back of the stall, just like maybe with some kind of writing thing. Maybe I steal some from you. Sorry. And I'm like drawing things.
They give you supplies, man.
That's true. That's true. But I'm like, if this is at the dinner and I know this is coming up, I'm like trying to come up with.
It can be before.
What is Xanthius? Like, what could be something that Xanthius thinks is Xanthius, and he's thinking of all these things from Rust End, maybe his journey to
Kelscaris.
But maybe there's like this where he lived in Rust End. Maybe there's this one weed that everyone else in the village is like, we get rid of this thing. It's ugly, it's gross, but it's like this gold, almost yellow-leafed vine that kind of weaves its way through all of these beautiful plants and things. And everyone else is trying to demolish this thing because it's gross and ugly, but he loves this thing. And he tries to make something almost reminiscent of this golden-leafed weed, essentially. Like an ivy or creeping...
Bindweed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will think of a cool name for that plant because I really like that. That's a lovely little bit of world building that I want to use. So I will think of a name for it. But I'm not very good at coming up with them on the spot.
Yeah, and like I don't know, he tries to make this out of like whether it's like he's cutting out pieces of paper or he uses some of the wire to like some wire and these paper leaves or whatever.
Papercraft.
Papercraft, yeah. I don't know what to do for the prayer. Something along the lines of like, I don't know, like accept us for our beauty or something like that. Or accepting flaws or whatever.
Yeah, it can be a prayer or a wish. So it's a prayer for like something you want to manifest into the world, or a wish that you something for yourself also.
Yeah, something along those sorts of lines.
Yeah. Would you take it to be blessed as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, you would. You probably, when you go up there, you probably would not meet Celio. Instead, it would be a woman, similar sort of age, definitely Cauldron. She has all these beautiful glass decorations, like, pieces of blown, decorated, coloured glass that she's wearing as jewellery. And she would introduce herself as Lucinda Giovano. She's another one of the priests, the mentors here. And she would do the same thing. She goes through the same sort of, beautiful kind of speaking and talking to you. I'm not going to roleplay the whole thing. I've already done it. But yeah, she would take that in and yeah, absolutely bless it and return it to you and stuff as well. Yeah. You would also, actually, one thing both Gruff and Xanthius would notice if you go up to the House of the Making is there are all these different chambers, but one of them is actually closed off. It looks like a chamber separate to the main shrine area is closed off, and you can actually see that a portrait with a wreath, the wreath would look like it's kind of been a few days, so it's kind of starting to fade and foil, like maybe a couple of weeks it's been there. And it shows a picture of a halfling, a young halfling woman, a jeweler, dressed in kind of white robes, almost like in a memoriam to somebody who's passed away recently. And that's kind of outside one of these sections of the House of Making. What about Daisy? Would Daisy make something?
I think she would do a painting.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she would draw a bouquet of flowers because she used to sell flowers to get by back in Goodvine. Mm-hmm. But she would make sure to include a flower that represents everyone in the group.
Okay, nice.
So, I don't know what they would be. A weed.
Mine's just wilting.
No. But maybe like a red rose for Altheya, something very beautiful and fancy, and yeah, something that like a snowdrop or something for Gruff, maybe something.
I was thinking sea buckthorn. You ever seen sea buckthorn? It's like a yellow flower and kind of thorny, grows on cliff side.
Yeah.
Gruff's not yellow. Can't be that.
No, but it's kind of hardy and lives in a...
You're the dirt.
But yeah, she would do a bouquet of flowers and
cracked.
just have them all coming together as just a group.
Nice.
Yeah. And just, I think she would wish for us to find a home together. And want to put that up in the inn somewhere.
Yeah. They would provide like a basic frame, so like you have the canvas that you've painted all this on, and then they would give you like a very simple basic frame. You can put the prayer on the back. You take that, get it blessed as well. And that's given to you. You guys can all, if you want to write those down, you can say that you've got those items. I'm not going to say if they've got any, but you never know. Yeah. What about Rowan? Would Rowan, or is Rowan 2?
Yeah. No, he makes something. He makes a little clay sculpture of himself, and there's big arms like a circle, and inside is everyone getting hugged by Rowan, but there's a grip, and it's "Friends Forever" is my prayer.
Okay, nice. Perfect.
Do you know how bad it is?
Yeah. So, what is this? A sculpture? Sorry,
it's a little clay
sculpture. Yeah. So this would be, and I'm guessing you don't have any proficiency in relevant things. So this would just be with clay. I think this would be
hand or something.
It would be Dex or Intelligence, just straight Dex or Intelligence, okay. No proficiencies because you don't have proficiency in it. So I'll let you pick. Dex
+0, 11.
It's very much like the Ice Diver. it's crude, but you can tell who everyone is. Like, you've managed to kind of like get enough of the details.
And that's you, Gruff.
Big line. Yeah.
But I imagine that like everything has to be like enhanced to make it clear who people are. So Ophelia has like giant fangs, and like Gruff is like this big squidgy like mane of like hair. Like Daisy is tiny, like with
clay
like
for that one.
yeah.
That was good.
And then
tail.
and like with Xanthias, yeah, it's like a big tail, and like maybe he makes your horns too big. They're not the little ones you've given him to. But it's obvious who everyone is, and then you're like the big arms coming in, like
Ron's
comically
huge.
sized
He's
arms.
huge.
Yeah.
And the arms are like stretched out.
it's
Oh,
like-
I didn't realise
Yeah.
how
yeah.
many.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing. But they take it. There's a couple of maybe a little bit of a couple of little giggles from the people that are like firing it for you. But it comes out and it's all like done, and yeah, you can take that.
And like on Woody's foot, on Rowan's foot, is friends forever.
Friends with the number 4
4.
EVA.
Couldn't fit the word.
Couldn't fit it in. He writes too big. That's his problem.
You start going up the side of the entire thing.
So my back of my leg.
Friends. It's not friends. It's friends.
Friend.
Yeah, friends. Perfect. Yeah, you guys finish all of that, and I think that's kind of maybe a thing of as you guys get these things blessed and meet back up again at the inn. Oh yeah, that's true. We didn't roll for yours.
What did you roll?
Oh, what is it? A performance, did you say? Or?
No, for you were making like a papercraft with like wire and stuff.
Yeah.
Right? I think it would just be straight intelligence or dexterity.
Oh, I got an unnatural 20 then.
Now there you go.
Nice.
Very beautiful.
Lifelike.
Okay, we know that Daisy can paint very well.
I am
so-
proficient.
You're proficient, so we don't even need a roll for that. It's a very beautiful little piece. But yeah, you guys all meet back at the inn with your various like little items that you've made. Ophelia, as like the nighttime is falling, like you can see that the last couple of like the masons are like making their way off. You can see that work has been accomplished on the outer building. It's not quite done yet. They're going to need the morning to finish things up, but you can see that definitely the shrine is nearly ready.
Very excited.
And yeah, you guys return to the inn, formerly known as the Enticing Devil. Do you want to just go straight over to the ball, or do you guys want to chat? It's up to you.
Where are we putting our little things?
In the inn.
In the inn. Where in the inn? It's a big inn.
Is there a mantelpiece?
Right now, it's very barren. Like, there is the old bar, so there's like a couple of,
Bar?
but they're all like
Behind the
broken
bar.
shelves. Like, none of it is really usable right now. You could definitely put it on the bar top. That's about the only stable thing that's
All right.
still remaining.
It's gonna have to go on there, I think.
Yeah, for now it is, yeah. But you definitely, like, again, I need to remind you that the roof has collapsed on this inn, and most of the rooms, all the furniture's busted. Like, you are
We've
basically...
got a beautiful shrine.
You are currently staying in, like, you know those guys that do, like, the YouTube videos where they go to old abandoned buildings? You guys are living in one of those
Urban
right
explorers.
now. There's, like, bedrolls in, like, the various rooms. Like, you know, there's, like, an old campfire that I think Gruff's been cooking on and stuff. You are living like homeless people right now.
Heroes of Ashen.
Yeah. All fixable stuff, but
But for now,
yeah.
party time.
Yeah, sure. Well, if there's nothing else anybody wants to do, we will just jump on ahead.
Everyone got their invites?
Yes.
Everyone got their invites on them. Where did you put it?
Oh, I need to lie down again.
Okay. Maybe someone else should take care of Rowan's invite, just in case.
Do you want me to hold it?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. I'll put it with my other one. I'll keep them together.
I didn't expect them to address us all individually. I thought it would be just a group, you know? But I guess we still don't have a name, so kind of hard to do that. Heroes of Ashen Rest.
But we all fought individually in the conquest.
Well, yes.
We were all participants in the
No,
conquest.
it's just nice. It's just nice to get an invite. I like it.
You're going to keep it?
What?
Are you going to keep it?
I'm going to hand it in when we get there. Do we get to keep it?
Would you, if you could?
Paper. It's not that fancy. I mean, look at it. It's the fanciest thing in the world.
I don't know what to wear.
Oh, we did get you the outfit for something a while back.
That's
when we
true.
went to meet the
For
Duke.
the first time we met the Duke. I'll put that back on.
There is that. And you've still got the armor. Are you going to keep the armor?
Do you think I can get away with wearing it tonight?
I think so. You're still,
Let's make the most of it.
yeah.
Yes.
Exactly what I was thinking.
I feel underdressed.
You're always massively overdressed.
Compared to these two. Gruff is resplendent. Rowan looks very smart.
I've only got half my outfit on right now.
Rowan will look very smart.
My stomach.
Resplendent.
I had to fix my hair and my makeup. Percival!
Immediately there, immediately attending to
Thank
what
you,
you
thank
need.
you.
Yep.
That one's out of place there. Can you just put that one back, just behind me?
Bony finger, like
Thank you,
sculpts
thank
it back. Uses like some of the slick gels and oils and things like that to keep it all in place. But has already laid out all of your makeup things in the area that you normally perform, like your makeup and things like that. Everything ready to go.
Does anyone want to touch up? Anyone want anything from Percival?
No, it's okay. I've got it. I brush a hand through my hair, glitter comes out, shake it around, and then it just lays perfectly.
Sure.
The Skywalker.
Yeah, I love it. Sure.
It's a recent cut. It still looks good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have I still got my Griold braids in? Yeah, probably. It
was yesterday that you had
Yeah.
So you'd probably
Before the
need to get them
conquest.
done, yeah, because the conquest it
The
probably
battle would have shaken out a bit.
Yeah.
I guess he would try to clumsily do some braids again.
Yeah.
Maisie could help.
Yeah?
Maisie would probably help.
Okay.
Yeah.
He fidgets a lot.
Sit still!
I am sitting still.
You're not sitting still.
I am sitting still.
I'll pull your hair. I don't want to do that, but I'm
Ow.
going to pull it if you
Ow.
keep moving. If you
Ow.
keep moving. If you
Ow.
keep moving.
His tail just like twats you in the face.
It's a warning sign.
As you finish getting ready, you can feel that there is a bit of a breeze that's picked up over, as the sun's gone down, and you begin to hear the faint pitter-patter of just spring rain beginning to drop loose.
Say mice.
Pitter-patter of mice. No.
Another thing.
Let's get ready, like in Cinderella.
Well, through the hole in the roof of the inn,
tiny
some
bit
of
of
the
rain, the place is
starts
gonna
to fall
flood.
down.
That mould is going to.
That's going to cost me more in joists, I tell you.
The town of Ashen rests with the issues of the Lamplighters Guild. They've had to go and hang out normal lanterns and stone lanterns, and you can see that some of the guards have patrolling it, but it's not as brightly lit as it once was. And as the rain begins to fall, you see that the clouds drifting in and out. In between them, you glance up and see the shape of the crown, the great broken moon that hangs above in the air above. You can see the very faint, dark shape of Malir, the moon behind it, ever vigilant, keeping watch over the crown. And you make your way. There would be parasol-like umbrellas. You can probably buy one on the way or something like that, to kind of keep the rain off of you as you go. And as you arrive, there is a great kind of crowd being led into the ducal palace. You see as you approach the main gates, you can see some familiar-looking faces. You would see High Marshal Logan Grey, the kind of High Marshal of the Duke's forces here in North Vale, mounted on his drake, just kind of keeping an eye on the crowd. You can see a few soldiers here and there. You would also spot Considerate Edarth Orgrim, the dwarf who is the Duke's main considerate, and he is the one who is like, name, yes, very good, sort of gesturing as people approach. As you all approach, he's like, may I have your names? I see that you have all arrived. My invitations reached you all, I see.
Hello again. Thank you for the invites.
Of course. It was by the request of His Draconic Majesty himself.
Oh, what a pleasure.
You are, please, enter and make yourselves available and enjoy your evening, please.
Thank you.
Takes your names down. And as you enter, you make your way through the grand ducal palace. This is a place of immense wealth and luxury, but also of just awe and magnitude. Everything is larger than life here. The stone pillars are twice the size that you would almost imagine them to be. The roof is tall enough for an immense dragon of the Duke's size to move through in his draconic form if he desired to. There are great tapestries hung along the walls that depict the Duke's life and the life of his family, his draconic family, the Ignarum family. The most impressive of all is where is my stuff? It's all gone. Here it is. The most impressive of all is what is known as the Battle of Ash Hills, which is the battle in which the Duke Ignarius fought against one of the more powerful servants of the Archdragon Galdvasar, the traitor. And it is these hills that are being stained black through their fire clashing. The Duke, his flame breath meeting the corrupted Gold Dragon's breath, the two of them fighting, claws tearing into each other, and then on the ground below, armies of non-dragons clashing as well. You can see that there are allied dragons, reds, even some golds on the Duke's side. You can see other dragons on the Galvasar side, and it's this beautiful war tapestry, all woven. The scales of each dragon seem to be threaded with small gemstones, so the two dragons catch the light and glitter as you make your way down.
What was that battle called again?
The Battle of the Ash Hills.
I guess they were since named Ash Hills.
They were renamed after the Civil War, basically, after the Orient insurrection. You would know the Ash Hills because they are south of Rust End.
Okay.
If you travel along what is now known as the Broken Road.
It's the Battle of Crownsteel.
It wasn't just one battle that Crownsteel was involved in. So just as a refresher, the Gold Archdragon, when Crownsteel was discovered that it had these magical enhancing properties, the Gold Archdragon of the time, Galdvasar, promised the Empress that he would take care of it and he would secure it so that it couldn't be misused. What Galdvasar actually did was he hoarded it and consumed as much of it as he could. And that mutated him and caused him to gain incredible power. And then he also gave it to his loyal followers as a sort of prize for their loyalty, thus corrupting them and binding them to him as well. He eventually launched a civil war against the Dragon Empress and tried to take over in an event which is known as the Oriat Insurrection. These battles took place all across the Empire, mainly around Gildai, Caldra, the Azar Steppe, and some other places, but these battles kind of fought all over the place. This is the Battle of Ash Hill, is the battle that Duke Ignarius single-handedly basically defended his lands, like him and his army, without any, they basically held the line and stopped Galdvasar taking North Vale, which would have been a huge thing because it's so close to Kelskaris. So it was, and that's why the Duke is kind of respected as a war hero. This very impressive battle is where all of his scars came from and stuff.
That was a very important part of the insurrection.
Very big battle, yeah. It was one of the key battles, basically.
Worthy of some statues.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
tapestries.
Absolutely. You make your way into, and you've been here before. This is the Duke's audience chamber. You've been in here, and it's this immense, huge building with a giant dome that can be opened and closed. But all of the thrones, all of the furniture has been pushed, and like little areas have been created to host a grand ball. Great big floating banners, almost magically floating in the air. These kind of beautiful pieces of cloth are suspended, creating this kind of almost ceiling of reds and golds and orange silks all over the place. The dance floor has been, the floor has been polished stone. There is a band of musicians who are playing very soft, gentle, mingling music at this point in time. A grand buffet table has been laid out, and you can see that gathered there are maybe sort of close to about 100 people here. Almost all of the knights that you saw at the tournament, all of them are present here as well. There are also various people from Ashen Rest that you would recognize. You would recognize some of the religious characters, such as Aurella and Dandeli Everdew of the House of the Rose, dressed resplendently. Aurella, quite open-fronted dress, shall we say, low plunge, sat on a chair drinking wine, no shoes, just her sort of elongated sort of like feet with her little rabbity toes, her big ears kind of stuck up. Dandeli dressed in a fine, very similar, very low cut, his waxed chest on display.
This is the equality I wanted.
Exactly. So it's House of the Rose. It's all Saint Typhoon's all about that equality, man. They're mingling and sort of definitely perhaps flirting with some of the guests. You would notice you would actually notice there is a black dragonborn, like a full, more draconic dragonborn, Nixamist, who is the tailor that I think some of you ordered outfits from. They are kind of discussing, maybe analysing somebody's outfit, what they're wearing for the evening. You would notice the Speaker of Secrets, Arden Saverin, the priest of Melee from Bright Shadow Cathedral. You would see mingling, looking very uncomfortable, Zarantekis, Authorita Zarantekis, along with Bliss, the Tiefling guard, who's sort of looking very awkward and like, I shouldn't be here, doing that thing where she's just holding like a glass of champagne or wine, just like, her tail flicking back nervously. Who else would you see here? I mean, lots of people that you would recognize. One person that you've not seen in a while, who sees you and it, like you hear her like as a big bright smile as the charming Captain Lucas Vicaro, who you met at Burnell, the captain who led the forces there and was the one who interacted with you,
the scroll.
In the one who gave you the Duke's favor. He's there dressed in full military dress, like uniform. He's just like, wonderful to see you again, my friends. I'm so glad that you all made it here and everything seems to have gone well.
Oh, and you too, Captain
Lucas Vicaro.
Lucas Vicaro, that's the one.
Xanthius Oregon. How could I forget, unfortunately.
How indeed.
Your events in Burnell left quite the impression. But now I'm so pleased to see you here. I'm glad that I am sorry to hear about the business with that Lamplighters Guild. I'm sad that my forces could not return to the town in time to help.
Oh no, I mean, luckily we had it under control just in time. But hopefully we didn't leave
I heard that you were
much
instrumental in the defeat of these demons and all sorts of things. The High Marshal speaks very well of you. He says that you've done a great service.
You've been a cocky bitch again.
Yeah.
Go on. How is Burnell?
Everything is, yes, it was resolved as best as it could. We concluded a few more investigations, research, but we encountered, we found more null creatures. I know that you encountered some. I spoke with Sergeant Yoro. We found more of them, and I diverted some of my forces to go and deal with them, and that is why we did not return to Ashen Rest in time for the events that you were involved in. I've only just come back to the town yesterday. We've been out.
You've got to keep the road safe.
That is very much the purpose of my role and the role of my forces. So, yes, unfortunately, that is the case. But I'm glad to see that you are all well, and you have adapted well to life here in Caldra, it seems. Looking very, very splendid, very fashionable. Are you all right, Rowan?
Yes, it's lovely to see you again.
Are you all right? You seem a little uncomfortable.
I'm fine.
Okay, all right.
A long day at the festival.
He had a very, 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 very big lunch.
I will leave you to
I'm a big boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
The cauldron spices might be getting to him as well. He's looking a little...
I can take it.
Yes, very good. Well, I will leave you to your evening, and a good evening to you all. It's good to see you.
Good evening. Oh.
You gotta find somewhere to put them.
Okay.
You would some other. So basically, anybody that you've really met here in Ashen Rest is kind of here. You would see Mistress Ilana Vidante. She is currently engaged in conversation elsewhere. Pretty much, everybody that you've spoken to, including a few people that you don't recognize. There may be some more like religious characters and characters that you've not met yet mingling around. Plus, also all of the knights from the tournament are here. Sir Griold. You also would see some of the knights that didn't necessarily fight in the tournament, such as Sir Morning, the Knight of Melee, and Sir Glory, the Knight of Pyrrhus from the Bright Shadow Cathedral. You see the ones that you fought against the Conquest. So Sir Vrax Drell, Sir Vrax Kell is here, along with Sir Thomas Cooper. He's enjoying the buffet at the moment. He's like, great. He's just eating a chicken drumstick. He's just like, well, that's all right. That's not bad.
He says to no one around him.
No, he's just chatting to himself. He's like, that's
very good.
Yeah, right.
What about the rabbit? Is Rabbit there?
Willow the Wit is indeed here. They are currently, they're sort of not arguing, but they're like talking at the musicians. Like, you should play something a bit more jolly and speedier. Why are you playing so slow? Like, it's a party, isn't it? I think I could play something better. Like, it's basically having a bit of an argument with the band. Like, well, you're boring and rubbish. You see that he basically has just like his big scarf and then like a pair of very nice looking trousers with a sash, but he doesn't have a top on because he's just got furry rabbit fur. He's a rabbit guy. He doesn't have boots on or anything like that, but he does have like in his like sash belt, he has various instruments. Like he's got a flute, he's got like a little harmonica-like device called a bee singer. He has a shortened version of a trumpet, which in Ilmera is known as a frog trumpet, because it's kind of got like shaped like a bit of an open frog's mouth. It's like a short like.
You only play one note on it.
It's very limited. It's like 2 or 3. It's like 3, 4
old
notes.
car horn.
But no, he's got that, and you can see, yeah, like I said, pretty much anybody that you've encountered over the last few games and sessions is here if you wanted to speak to anybody. Yeah.
Where about in the Hall of the Gold Knights?
Oh, yeah, shit.
The Gold Knight, so you would see them. You see this, yeah, if I'm remembering, because I didn't write exactly the description details. I don't know if you saw them in much detail. You just saw like a flash of gold.
I think I saw gold banners, maybe. That was
I think you saw like a flash of gold. So you would see very evidently any knight of the realm who is representing their province very prominently in their colours. So it's not hard to detect that there is a single knight, maybe with a couple of squires from Gildai here.
Okay.
They are dressed in fine golden robes, like almost like high elf from Lord of the Rings, like high collared, rounded sort of neck, long draping fabrics, beautiful golden sash, ornamental armor, but not in full plate or anything like that. But they do have their sword, a very kind of long, like beautiful long sword. A bit more like a Chinese straight sword, I'd imagine, with that sort of rounded hilt and the long blade sort of sheathed at their side. Long dark hair that is like almost black against the gold, like very narrow and straight. Very fine features. They would be human. And they've got a couple of squires with them as well. Looks like a dwarf and another human attendant. Not sure, probably non-binary, or you're certainly at least not sure of their gender from their look. Like they're very soft features, but quite hard, like hard eyes, and then this like long hair, but not quite sure at first glance of gender pronouns, that kind of thing. But yeah, they are just engaged in conversation with probably. They would be speaking to Sir Glory, Knight of the Church of Pyrrhus. They're talking to Sir Glory at the moment.
Is there any universe in which I recognise who they are? I know I've spent basically all my life in Cauldra. Are they renowned enough?
You can make a history roll. I'm going to tell you now the DC is going to be quite high.
Okay.
But you can make the roll.
History.
Because you do have a reason that there is a chance that you might know them.
History.
Has he seen them on the telly?
But I think this is a chance, which is why I'm going to make it a roll. Because I'm not like, this isn't a like, no, you would have heard of them. They're not that famous.
Mystery. 9.
You don't recognise them.
Okay, fair enough. Let's go.
Nor do you recognise like their crest or their house or anything like that.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Rowan is my barrier between them.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can basically make sure that like this place is busy enough that if you don't want to be near them, you can like keep an eye on them and always move around and make sure that you're not, too close to them.
Anytime Rowan buckles over in pain, I bend over behind him.
Nice.
Which is often from the sounds of things.
Is often. Do I need to wear the belt?
You're kind of walking like one of those automatic birds.
Stand in front of me.
Okay.
Popping buckles.
Ricochets around the room.
Buttons just hanging on for dear life.
It's like the Captain America when he's got the helicopter.
Rowan's belt.
This is like that pre-phase of a big party where like the host hasn't turned up yet, so everyone's just kind of mingling. The music's very light. Everyone's kind of having a little bit to eat, a little bit to drink. Everyone's in that kind of early stage. Like Duke Ignarius, Obsidius, and Emberissa are not here yet. So they are all just kind of in this kind of like, oh yes, very good. You probably would be approached by, as a group, a couple of people, specifically the people that Gruff you fought against. So Sir Bolvar Brassbull. Oh no, that was Atlas you fought against. You Javar Caladan. So Sir Javar would come up and be like, Gruthif of Tremoro, I believe.
Sir Javar Caladan, how are you?
I am recovered, thank you very much. I very much enjoyed our bout during the match. You caught me a little off guard, but it's a good lesson for next time, I feel. How are you?
I am well.
How did you find your first tournament?
Terrifying.
Slaps you on the arm.
Gruff doesn't move.
Because he thinks you're joking. Like,
Yeah,
He's just like, oh, you.
Yeah, Gruff's just like very like serious face, like, why is this person laughing?
It's like, well, you have suddenly, if you continue performing the way that you did, I think that you have quite the career. A very, very excellent performance. I especially enjoyed the bout between you and that young Atlas. Very spectacular. I do.
Sir Atlas. It was an honor.
I regret that I did not have a chance to fight the young man myself. I think I would have enjoyed that very much as well. But to see the two of you fight, the fact that you withstood that blow at the end, you're made of some stern stuff, I think. Slap, slap, slap.
now he's just like, every time he's like, he's kind of jerking forward, like.
Well,
ready to punch back.
Slap!
I take it that you are not from Caldera. You are not a knight currently. You are seeking to become a knight, yes?
What gave it away?
Your terse demeanor, the fact that you are not dressed so stuffily as some of these cauldrons are, I think. You are dressed practically for colder climes, I think.
Well, yeah. Yes, I'm from a little village called Tremoro in Isat.
Yes.
It's a lot colder up there.
I'm familiar, yes. The birds on your crest that I noticed are ice diver birds, yes?
Oh, you know ice diver birds?
A little, yes. It is. I am from the Suncrest Isles, and we are very proud of our education and our knowledge of things. And I have done my traveling around. I've done a little traveling here and there, and I remember reading. I have a fondness for animals and things like that, and I remember reading about the ice diver birds from Ice Heart, often used in local farming and fishing and things like that to help you. Very ingenious, very clever.
Oh, they are the smartest birds that there are. You know, you can train them. They can hold their breath underwater. And then it's just like, unless Javar stops him, he's getting a lecture.
I think that, no, Javar enjoys it. Okay. Like, there's a lot of like, so tell me about this. Oh, really? There's a lot of, you can immediately tell that this man is not just a knight, he's a scholar. Mm-hmm. He's somebody who loves to learn. Yeah. And so he starts asking, but like, you talk and he just asks more and more questions. Okay. To the point where like, I don't know how like Gruff would like give up, but like, if Gruff's willing to talk, he's willing to listen. Yeah, like, so he probably does that thing. He's like, let's go get some chairs. And he drags some chairs over and he's like, really? And so like, tell me about this.
Russ literally talking about how Sarah and Ira, he raised them from eggs and like his feeding routine and like how he trained them and their care routine and things he's noticed about them and in all of this, his two birds are definitely the best birds out of, all. There are other ice divers, but his are the best.
Like, give me like an insight roll here.
Oh, okay.
You don't actually like ice divers, it's just these two.
Ooh, 7.
A 7. Yeah, this man is a captive audience. He sometimes, maybe, I don't know if Gruff would find this rude, he sometimes interrupts, like you start, I love Seren, and Seren's got this beautiful, and he'll cut in and be like, so tell me more about this thing. Like, and for the audience's perspective, and Gruff doesn't pick up on this, but this is clearly a man who is interested in the sort of the knowledge and the technical knowledge. He doesn't care about your feelings about your birds or anything like that. He's like, no, I want to learn the factual knowledge. But he sits down with you for a while and happily chats away.
Yeah. Do we have our weapons here? Like, are we?
You're allowed to carry you're allowed to like a dress weapon, basically. Okay. So you can have your staff. So you could have brought the other one with you.
Yeah, I'm trying to think which one would be more appropriate to him to bring. But I'm going to say he brings his staff because he's like, I'm representing Ice Heart, so I'm going to bring my old staff, and he'll activate the illusion so he can. I mean, the second that you start bringing magic into it, like, so Javar is like, oh, brilliant, oh, wonderful.
wonderful. A slight, and he starts examining it like a magician would. He's just like, wonderful little bit of illusion work. Oh, who's it? And he starts asking you all about these questions and stuff. But yeah, very clearly involved. So the two of you get dragged in, like for this reception-y bit. You and Sir Javar are just happily chatting away. Yeah, absolutely. Anybody else wanting to like speak to anybody individual, or is anybody like, I want to look for somebody we've not met before, or anything like that? Like any interest or anything that people are doing specifically?
Are there any special snacks?
Special snacks? Yeah, I think that there would be actually, because the Duke I think would use some of his imported stuff here. So there would be these strange, like, cut in half. They almost look like giant nuts, but they've been cut in half, and in the middle they have this like creamy, milky-like texture, and they've been like spiced on the top, and it's almost, you know, got this like, it's a bit like a coconut, but not quite.
Say, what's the spice?
But it's less flesh.
Cocoa.
It's more like,
Fancy
it's kind of almost like got a vanilla-y taste to it, and it's like the meat of the nut is quite soft, like a cream almost, and it's been like spiced. Huh?
Retcon.
Retcon what?
I want to retcon meat of the nut, please.
It's the meat of the nut.
Okay.
Coconut meat. It's factually correct.
I just don't like it. Okay.
So he has like these laid out. There are also lots of unusual fish. Fish isn't like that. Like mainly in Caldra, it's river fish. So like sea fish is kind of an unusual dish here. So there's things like salmon. Like that's quite common in Caldra from the rivers and things. But there's also like these bizarre like ocean fish that have been brought in, like big tunas, and like they've been roasted and cooked. There's also
Big tuna, very good.
Big tuna.
I spent too long in the sun this week, okay?
And then lots of odd vegetables, like kind of like beautiful vegetables that are like definitely look very different to the Cauldron ones. They probably come from Mistwald, the Green Dragons province. There's also, this would be a weird thing from Mistwald, edible insects, but they look like they're so beautifully colored and almost like preserved like glass, and they're like candies. Like you know, I don't know if any of your characters would be brave enough to like eat some of these like bugs, but they're like sweets. They like taste sweet when you pick them
I
up.
imagine there's someone, maybe not in our party, but like it's just like constantly chowing at these things. Like, oh, I didn't know you like bugs.
I don't know about that last bit, but there is certainly you would have seen her walking around the night area because she stands out a little bit because she's a wild heart, but she's kind of like a satyr wild heart, so she has like deer legs, like fawn antlers, and like doughy kind of freckles over her face, and she's dressed in like pinks and greens, and she's just fucking eating these bugs. She's like, "Whoa, they're so good! I miss them!" Nom, 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 nom. And just like, "Oh, it tastes like home," and she's like shoveling them in her mouth. And you can see that her and Willow the Wit is like, "Oh my god, they've got dream bugs!" And starts eating them as well. And she's like, "No, I can't believe it's got dream bugs!"
I thought Willow the Wit was just going to go to all of these individual. Like he just said, the band sucks. Now he's going to say the spread
food sucks. No, he's more than happy to see Miss World
okay,
food
cool.
here. They start helping themselves to some of the vegetation and stuff. But yeah, like you definitely see like some of these odd characters kind of walking around and stuff as well.
Can Rowan
Yes.
Here we go.
find the other Jotnir that fought?
Oh, yeah.
I just, it's like
Soraka Stormrider.
it's like the scene in Always Sunny.
Yeah.
Like opposite ends of the room, but because our heads are above everyone else's.
Yeah. You. Where would Reika be?
The restaurant.
Reika would be kind of. I think that actually, so she's kind of stood not in the corner but to the side, holding like a giant drinking horn, like, you know, probably her own personal one that's like overflowing with wine, but just kind of like, what the fuck do I do? Why am I here? And she's trying to dress nicely, but clearly hasn't been able to find anything in her size. So it's she's got like trousers on because the dress isn't long enough, so she's kind of bought like a pair of trousers to go underneath it. She's had to get like a belt to like help wrap things and keep things closed together. It's like, you know, like nothing fits properly, so she's just looking a little bit like a giant warrior woman who's completely out of place. Like, it's weird. And then she sees you and is like, like nods in your direction.
You're a yachtneer.
She's like, yeah.
How cool is that?
I mean,
2 of us.
yep, pretty cool.
I know. What's your name?
What's my name? Really? Come on. Really?
Yeah. Rowan is flustered.
Roll a constitution save.
No.
20.
So he's all right.
Okay.
You hold it. She's like,
It's a tiny fart. I think I get away
she doesn't
with it.
hear it. Yeah, it's like sneaks out. I won the single combat tournament.
You did.
So my name is.
It's. I looked to Gruff. Sarakas.
Wow.
Storm Rider.
Really? Like as Gruff's like mouthing it to you.
Storm Rider. I'm sorry, I'm so bad with names. But you fought so admirably.
I did. I fought really admirably.
You fought quite hard, actually.
strong.
Little
real
scary.
strong. Yep.
Yep.
Oh yeah. People need to be afraid of me. I've got my reputation.
And
I can't be the greatest. I can't be the greatest knight fighter in all of the Empire if people aren't afraid of me.
You are?
Yeah. I will be one day.
I can see that happening, but you'll have to go up against Gruff of Tremoro. A real up-and-comer.
He's like showing the illusion at this point, and like his face is just like,
Sparkling eyes.
yeah.
Like a child.
Yeah. He fought against that flaming kid.
Atlas.
Yeah, he was all right. I liked him. He tried
Very
hard.
cool. Is he here tonight?
He's around somewhere. Yeah, I've seen him. Yeah, he came over. We had a quick chat.
Nice.
No hard feelings or anything. I wanted him to make sure that it wasn't personal. I just had to beat him into the ground so everybody knew I'm the best.
Right.
Because that's, they need to know I'm the best.
I mean, people know.
Good. Yeah, they should. Yeah, they need to know that. Because, my lord needs to know that I've made an impression. So.
Who's your lord?
Oh, Eliodnir, the blue archdragon. Yeah.
Gruff?
Gruff's just deep in conversation.
Yeah.
You're on your own, dude.
Where from?
Where from? Where are you from? Are you from the Isles? Are you from the Giant Isles? Is that why you don't know anything?
No. No. I'm just Rome. I'm
Oh.
from the Azar Steppe.
She looks at
Is
you.
that our dragon?
She looks at you.
Oh.
What? She's just like, that's our archdragon. Yeah. You're from the steppe?
Yeah.
Wait, you're in the towns that roam around, right?
Yes.
Man, it's just like, okay.
Word doesn't spread very
I need to tell, this needs to change. The draconic, we need to make sure that you're getting properly
What's his name
educated.
again?
Eliodnir.
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 Eliodnir. He's very important by the sense of it.
Yeah, really important.
Yep, had a huge impact.
Hey, I've seen a friend. I'll
come
chat
with
to you.
you.
No. I'm gonna catch up with them. You got your friend. I'll sit up.
Okay.
Make it I can't say. Is it a 1?
4.
4. All right, you gotta go to the bathroom right now. You're like running there, hands on.
She doesn't leave. I just cut off the conversation.
I must go.
Push someone out of the way.
Can you give me a survival roll? I want to see if you can find because this is like the ducal palace. Imagine you're in Buckingham Palace and you've got to find a loo.
Away.
You'd be like, where the fuck's the toilet, man? Like, I got to find it.
I got +7.
Okay, maybe hopefully you can find the bathroom.
It's
Use fate
12.
for this.
12. Yeah, you could have used fate. You do just barely manage to find a bathroom.
Excuse me.
It's this
Excuse me.
gorgeous.
Excuse me.
The guards are almost what? They're like checking out, whatever. But you do eventually find one of these.
You pin one against the wall.
But it's the nicest bathroom you've ever been in. Where's your bathroom? It's down the hall. I go. All right. Whilst Rowan is indisposed, anything from
Should now me and Ophelia are left,
Xanthias,
right?
Daily, Ophelia?
I don't know how to act in these things, these parties, who to talk to, where to go. So I'm just going to follow your lead. This is your whole thing, right? Parties,
Oh yes, I would.
fancy balls,
Yes.
nobility. Are they like this in Osseous?
We like to entertain ourselves. We like to enjoy the finery.
Is there not enough entertainment here? What kind of entertainment are we talking about? Oh, no.
What?
You're not talking about, the whole teeth thing.
No, we love dancing and music, the arts.
Okay.
Yes, we love balls.
But all the food and drink. Okay. All right.
Maybe a side.
Okay.
There would certainly be a table for the Countess, because you've mainly seen the Countess's balls. The Countess and her friends would have their table, and then there would be the table for all the living people. Yeah. And then there would be things like, I guess like for Osseous, like the House of Bone, they don't need to eat or drink anything. The House of Runes would probably drain magic from stuff, so there'd be like enchanted vials of like essence that they would just suck up the juice from, like hold it and it just absorb the power. And then I guess like all the House of Rot, they would eat anything, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be like rotten carcasses.
Caves,
They'd just be like,
Whatever you found in the back of your fridge.
yeah, basically,
They'll
they'll eat anything. So, and then the House of Shadows doesn't need anything because they're ghosts. So there'd be like an eclectic mix of things. So I imagine that each house would almost have its own area for food, because like nobody wants to be near the House of Rot's gross, smelly table.
Like a dead horse.
Yeah, and they're like, the best.
A quine.
Yeah,
So tasty.
So lean.
but yeah.
Well, I hope this food is good enough for you. There are bugs and things from different places, but...
Well, it's perfectly adequate, but I'm not feeling particularly hungry for that kind of food.
Oh, good. That's good. Sated, then? Or wait, are you saying...
that means she wants the thing.
I had a little nibble when we were fighting those ruffians earlier before the
did you?
tournament. Yes.
Poor man.
Oh, it was quite delicious. I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay, that's good for him, I suppose.
Yes.
Good to know that he's delicious.
Yes, but I don't need to bite as much now that I have my sword.
Oh, that's true.
But I do miss the visceral of it, I don't miss the visceral of it.
No.
There's something quite comforting about the warmth of flesh.
It's not comforting at all.
Not for me, no.
No. You really must try it. It's to die for.
Me personally, I don't think I'm going to be biting any flesh anytime soon.
Oh, we can make arrangements.
What does that possibly mean?
I know people.
What people? And are they here?
Well, no, they're on Osseous, but I wasn't always like this.
Wait, how long have you been this?
This? Not very long, probably. How long have I been? How long have I been here? How long have I been this?
Well, how long had
What
you
is
been
time?
here before you met us?
What is time?
How long have you been in Altheya?
A few months. Well, I was in Altheya.
Altheya is the world. Ilmera is.
How long have you been in Elmera?
Elmera, not very long. Well, when we met in Burnell, that was probably a few days after I'd arrived.
Really?
Yes.
It's about enough time to travel from the coast to Kelskaris and then out. So maybe about a week, maybe.
About a week.
Okay, and how long prior to that have you been bitey?
About 10 years.
10 years? Wait, how old are you?
22.
So 32?
No, I'm 22 now. I was 12 when I was turned.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you do age.
Slowly. But I can stop it entirely
Oh, how?
if I ascend.
Oh, right, of course. Is that what the shrine is for?
No. I just need I need a base of operations, you see. I need somewhere where I can talk to people,
Okay.
talk about the faith. I need a
And
place
about
where
the
I can
Grey Father.
communicate to the Grey Father as well, and hopefully I can do that.
Now, just so we're clear,
Yes.
not a place to lure people so that you can bite them.
No, I can't turn people.
Not turn people.
No.
I meant more, drink,
Snack.
snacks.
No.
As those words kind of leave, you do see approaching your group Ilana Vidante approaches, seeing Ophelia. Oh, my dear, it seems that, if I may, I saw you are attending, and would you like some conversation? I noticed your fine wares that you have on your clothing. I would very much like to learn more about it.
Oh, of course. Oh, forgive me. Sorry, I was meant to come speak to you, and I missed you entirely.
Oh, there is always time for that, my dear. I always find the company of charming and beautiful men and women to be something to make time for. And sort of like kind of takes you aside and starts having a conversation with you.
This way, it's lovely. Mingle. I need to.
No, sure. Oh, you enjoy yourselves. I like turn to Daisy. She's
as you turn for Daisy, Willow the Wit has come up and is like, "Hey, you like the food? Come try this. I found the good stuff." It's like down this end.
What's the good stuff?
It's like, I don't know. It's like sweet. I don't know what it is, but it tastes really sweet and delicious and fluffy. It's like eating a cloud.
I'm interested.
Go this way. Like, so you see like Daisy like being lured away.
Turn around like, so what are you? Okay.
And as you kind of stood there on your own, like to look around,
it's like air drums.
A large, powerful figure quickly sweeps up next to you, Xanthias.
Oh, I see.
Grabs your arm.
Oh,
come now. Come this way with me now. And
drags
you away. As you see Obsidius, the Duke's son, basically grabs your wrist and with an immense strength, this is a dragon.
Yeah.
You can try and resist it if you want, but he is going to try and
I initially
yank
resist
you away.
it, but if I look up and I see it's Obsidius, then I'm like, okay, what with me dancing?
He just he pulls you and starts taking you out into a corridor that leads away from the ballroom.
Okay, did I do something?
And that's where we're going to take a break.
What?
Holy shit.
But we're dancing, right?
He's going to break.
Break time.
Privately.
That is it for part one.
Like doing a little jig.
We will see you in part two. Take care. Bye-bye.
See ya. Bye.
Private audience.
Welcome back. We are going to take our 5-minute break. I believe there is a new fan art video, Chris Troy.
New fan art video, please.
Wow.
Enjoy. Thank you so much to everyone that has given us fan art. And I
Thank
hope
you.
this is a nice video for all of you. Enjoy.
Some Erois art in there, I think, as well, right?
It's Altheya themed.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought it was a mixed bag. All right,
I'll
with
do it
that,
for the next one.
No, that's fine. We will see you in part two. We're going to take a 5-minute break. We'll be back in a minute.
See you in a bit. Bye. Bye.
Rowan's going to, I don't know if he'd leave everybody, but at the same time, pressing. He's going to go out the front doors.
Okay.
I'm going to go check next door.
You throw open the front doors, Rowan.
Rowan T-poses through.
20,
I peek around the corner, see if there's weirdness going on.
Rowan, you peeking around through the fence, you see Ophelia's body walk out of the barn, followed by Percival and the ghost of Tyrea. She's got some sort of weapon in her hand and literally makes her way as if coming back into the inn.
Rowan is just wide-eyed. He can't believe what he just saw.
Yeah.
Rowan, in a daze, kind of stumbles over this half fence and run up to that window and press my face up against it. You see fear in Rowan's eyes, like he's seen some shit.
What is it?
Ophelia's risen from the dead!
What?
The
Her
Ophelia.
animated body lives!
Has that boy all taken too many knocks to the head?
I don't know what happened out there.
But it's all muffled, it's like...
And you're like pressed nose up against.
Welcome back to Altheya, the Dragon Empire Part 2. Our heroes are currently attending a ball at the ducal palace of Duke Ignarius, a celebration of the knights who fought in the tournament, as well as various citizens of influence and status within the town of Ashenrest as well. And our heroes have made their way there after also enjoying some of the last little bits of the Festival of the Forge in Ashenrest. We currently have Gruffith having a lovely conversation with Sir Javal all about ice divers and various other elements of Iceheart. Rowan has rushed off in search of a bathroom that he desperately needed after eating far too much food at the festival. Ophelia is enjoying a very delightful and perhaps even a little flirtatious conversation with Mistress Ilana Vidante. Daisy has been whisked away to the far end of the banquet table to enjoy some sweet goods with Willow the Wit, the Wild Heart. Yes, a cotton candy-like dessert and many other wonderful treats. Marshmallow, perhaps. Enjoying these things, leaving poor Xanthias Oregon all alone until...
Mingle, they say.
Until he is gripped around the arm and shoulder by the black and red dragon Obsidius in his humanoid form and dragged away from the growing crowd.
What is it? What? I'm trying to stand alone at a party here.
Obsidius pulls you down the corridor and does not stop until you are a good distance away. The kind of distance where it would be difficult for people to hear you.
Interesting.
What's going on? What's happening?
The tall, imposing figure would stand nearly... He would adjust his humanoid height, I think, for the ball slightly, so he's probably close to 8.5 feet tall, towering over you. His form is lithe, but still physically strong. He wears dark black and red robes, similar to that of something like a sorcerer or a mage might wear, but his eyes glitter with a sort of golden energy. His skin, which is dark toned, has these patches of red and black scales, and he has these 4 sets of draconic horns coming out of his head, and with a long tail making its way from a split down the middle of the robes at the back.
What's his expression right now?
Give me an insight check.
Sure. That is cocked. That's a 1, natural 1.
There is the most unreadable face, just staring quite intently at you, but so difficult to gauge if this is an act of aggression or a look of concern, or you just cannot read anything. Even the body language. There is one hand still gripping your shoulder, and he has basically placed you up against a wall, leaving his other hand free. And you can see that his fingernails have these claw-like appendages, like these fingernails are almost claw-like. and there is it. You as a spellcaster would know it's held in a position where if he needed to, he could quickly perform the somatic gestures to cast a spell.
Obsidious, I know we haven't spoken much, but whatever it is, I'm sure I can explain.
Do you think that you could use that power in that battle and I would not notice?
What power? Thunderstep? What the...
This is no time for games, little golden-born, dragonborn.
Okay.
Do you know what my father would do to you if he had any idea what you bear? Where did you get it? Why do you carry it?
It wasn't my choice. It wasn't my choice, okay? I don't intend to use it any more than I have to.
But yet you use it so fragrantly in the battle, surrounded by hundreds. Are you a fool?
I suppose I am. Maybe I got ahead of myself. Maybe some level of pride is taking over me, but I'm sorry. I don't mean you any harm. I'm trying to keep it under control. The rest of my party, they know about this too. I don't mean to implicate them. I'm not trying to implicate them. I'm just saying
They know
we
what
have
you carry.
We have a plan in order to try to solve this.
God,
What
man.
is this plan? Do you even know what you carry?
I know some degree of what I carry. I intend to learn more about it. As he looks left and right, I also do the same as well.
There were guards far down the corridor, but this is the Duke's son. They are doing the we don't see nothing. Like that's not our business.
Classic guard stare.
Yeah, they're like looking the other way, intentionally not like looking at what's happening. Whether or not that's because they think he's about to like kill you or this is some romantic trick, they don't know. They're just like not looking. But he has got you not pinned up against the wall. He's not lifted you up, but like you would need to get away from him to escape him, and he knows that, and he's a lot bigger and stronger than you.
Obsidious, look, I know that you are a man of knowledge, a scholar. You wish to learn. I wish to do the same. I want this out of me as well. I don't want to use it before it gets uncontrollable. But I do need help with this, help that I've been trying to seek with the group of people that I've been traveling with.
Give me a persuasion roll.
You gonna make him dislike us?
Fake.
And I like him.
Yeah, I'm going to use fate. Persuasion.
You're going to spend a point of fate.
I am.
I'm actually going to spend a point of fate on his insight check, which is going to burn both dice. So those now are out of the pool.
So I can't use it?
No, you get to
Okay.
roll your
Use
d6.
it
I'm
for
also
yours.
going to add a d6 to the insight roll.
Okay. Persuasion. Unnatural 20.
All right. He leans in, and there's a flicker, not of like him altering his features, but almost through magic. There is a flicker of the draconic visage and like flames almost coiling out of his mouth, as well as like almost like a more Icarus substance. You are walking a very dangerous path, little man.
I'm very aware. But I don't want to cross you. I am happy to work with you.
Well, you should not.
I know, you know what it means if I was to just tell the world about this thing. I would be killed.
For good reason.
I know. But I don't want to die.
No, I believe you do not. But there is a danger in that. Survival is a very powerful instinct. Survival can drive many beings to do dangerous, stupid things. I cannot. Now that I know of this, it is not so easy a thing for me to ignore.
I know, and I apologize for that burden that I may have given you,
I
but
do not care for the apologies,
I know.
but you represent not just a danger, but an opportunity.
Well, good.
Where did you acquire this?
I acquired this on a journey to Kelskaris.
Let me make something very clear to you,
I know.
Xanthias
Yes,
Oregon.
I can see the hand.
I will not settle for half measures. Where did you acquire this?
Okay, now I'm going to open with this with just a hope that you understand why I'm not so free to tell you this. My father, from Gildai, of Host Oregon, sent me on a mission to recover a thing I didn't know.
Your father?
Yes. Now, I understand the friction this can cause between the two nations as is. I don't wish to send this information around so freely.
Friction? A gold dragon seeks crown steel. He looks back, and you're actually in the corridor, and he looks up at that tapestry.
Yes,
the Battle of Ash Hill.
Look, I'm on the same page here. I'm on the same page here. With this thing inside of me, anyone who knows paints a target on my back. If I go around telling the world...
Inside of you? Have you consumed it?
No, not consumed. It was stabbed. I was...
Do not show me here. But I will need to see it.
Okay, and I will show you.
Let me make something very clear. This is not a request. I am going to place upon you a mark, an arcane spell that will tell me where you are and will monitor for surges of magic.
Okay, well, I mean, just as a warning, this thing has awakened within me some kind of runic magic. I'm praying that it will take so that you can trust me more, but there is a protection that I have.
This is good to know. Stay still.
Okay.
You watch as his eyes become draconic. They're no longer like human, they are draconic eyes. And with that free hand, he still maintains that grip with the other. He very quickly, Doctor Strange kind of hand gestures as you see this rapid series, almost like code of runic symbols and like swirling patterns.
I'm ready for him to like kill me. I don't know what spell he's casting.
And you see that not on you, the spell almost like projects out of his hand like a string, a pattern of code. And it kind of almost looks almost like a serpent, like it looks towards the chest and then it coils and goes around your neck. And you see it just flares and then it disappears.
I don't feel anything?
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay. It's not like painful then?
No, it's not painful.
Arcana, okay. That is a 19.
19. You suspect that this is not a spell you or most mages, non-draconic mages, could learn. This is probably draconic ancient magic. Like, this is the kind of magic that the dragons don't often share. You suspect what it will do is it will... Obsidius will now know wherever you are, and will also be able to detect if there are unexpected surges in magic. Not necessarily just from the crown still. If maybe you were to be affected by a powerful spell, it would probably register that as well. He won't be able to tell exactly what's what, but it is almost like a tracking spell, basically.
Okay.
And it monitors for levels of magic.
And how long will this last for?
As long as I needed to.
Okay, no, yes, I don't know why I asked.
What have you said that you are trying to find a way to remove this? What have you learned so far?
Well, there's some hope that maybe, well, I say some hope, maybe something in Proto-Magi vaults might have some kind of solution for this.
How did you come by this theory?
I spoke to Blackwing.
The elf?
The elf. I'm trying to remember, does Blackwing know everything?
I don't think you told him.
Oregon doesn't know if Xanthius doesn't remember. I'm not sure with your intelligence I'm going to tell you the answer to that question.
Blackwing detected...
They threatened you.
What was it they said?
Yeah, they did. They almost killed you.
The light of the Lucent Peaks and the Hellion Throne within me, which, I mean... Yes. Sorry, I'm nervous.
As you should be.
Yes, thank you. Does he still have his, like, am I still, like, pinned to the wall?
He's not pinning you, but he's holding, and like, again, he, even in his humanoid form, he still has his dragon strength, so he's like strength 27 or something, and he's just
The hand is there.
The
I just
hand
can't.
is there. You could try and pull free, and if you were like squiggly or like lucky enough, you might be able to break away. But like he's got it there that if he needs to grab you, I would say that he is soft grappling you. Like he's grappling you, but he's not trying to hold you or hurt you. But if you try and break away, you're going to have to try and break his grapple, basically.
Look, Obsidious, you know that I'm not going to hurt you, especially
Do
here.
I know that?
You must do. I helped with Ashen's Rest. I worked with the heroes. I stopped the Lamplighters Guild. Yes, maybe I had to employ some of this power to do so, but...
You are a curiosity, but also, I do not believe you truly understand how dangerous this thing is. I have studied it. We are not... It is a taboo amongst my kind to study it, to speak of it, even.
Okay, well then you're the person I've been looking for.
You say now that you do not wish harm, that you wish to remove it. But you should be aware that this thing, it will twist you. It will twist you and it will make you crave more of it. Because you will see how powerful it can be, how it can make you. And you will learn, you will yearn for more. You will lose yourself in it.
I mean, there's a part of Xanthias that is like,
That sounds pretty
you know
good.
what? I mean, he's already feeling like that sort of twinge. It's probably why he was so careless with his casting of it, because up until that tournament, I suppose, or even up until now, he's gotten away with so much shit. And like that when I initially had that flaw of the pride, that's sort of just eked into a point where it's now like, you know what, it's biting you back. Like I said, I'm trying. Xanthias Oregon, whole of mind. I'm trying to get this removed.
Always that little trick.
The theory that the elf gave you of the Proto-Magi, I do not disagree with it. There is no... Not that I know the full details. You say that it was stabbed into you. You cannot remove it physically.
No, the runic magic I can show you, but obviously not here.
Yes, come this way.
And he'll sort of take you and like lead you round the corner.
Like carries me, but you know.
But like it's that thing of now it's like a hand on your shoulder, like, oh, my good friend that I'm taking down this corridor.
Like anytime we have like a whispered conversation, and if someone walks past, I'm like, have you tried some of the entrees?
Yeah, he doesn't say anything. He almost like purposely doesn't say anything and adopts that like, I am a draconic lord, do not fucking talk to me look. And you're like, have you tried the canapes? And so it does look, but it does kind of work like as this awkward conversation, and people are just like, oh, that's Lord Obsidious' business, that's not my business. You probably encounter like a couple of like attendants and like pack courtiers. You see like a pack of kobolds who are like carrying more things for the banquet, and they just are like, my Lord Obsidious, and like, and they go away as they kind of like the little mice in Cinderella, they kind of act like a bit like that. You kind of make your way down, and
does anyone in the group like see me? If I go a particular route, maybe, or like...
I will say that in a minute, because right now it's been like maybe a couple of minutes of conversation. Yeah. I think that Daisy and Ophelia might, because they'll notice first. Rowan might, we'll see if Rowan comes back and he might like see you come from another place.
In the corridor.
Like, yeah.
Oh, we're going past the toilets.
But I think right now it hasn't been enough time for them to really notice.
No, of course, yeah.
Obsidious basically ducks you in and like looks around and opens a door that leads into a library, like a small library, but a personal library of the Duke or Obsidious maybe. Pulls you in and shuts the door. He traces a rune with his clawed finger in the air, and he's actually going to cast Arcane Lock on the door.
Oh wow!
Okay, yeah.
But he's now let go of you.
Bye.
He like lets go of you and like turns around.
Holy shit!
Oh, don't worry, I don't know knock. So.
Oh, I mean, he doesn't know. Like, he is taking precautions that he thinks he needs to.
Okay. There's definitely no one. Oh, you know, there's no one here. So, this thing was embedded into me. Maybe. What would it be like? 2 weeks?
3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks? 3 weeks ago. I travelled to Kelskaris, then it happened. Then on the way back to Burnell, I collapsed. Gruff found me there. We met in Burnell. Rest of the party, we came here. We stopped the land blights as heroes of Ashen's Rest. But maybe 3 weeks is how long it's been.
There's like, when you say that, there's like a look of this guy of like, you cheeky, but he's kind of like, there's like a smirk of like, oh, you little sod. Like, there's this kind of like acknowledgement of how cheeky you're being right now.
I'm not, for me, I'm like...
Yeah. You're just like, blah, 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 blah.
Word vomit.
Yeah.
So 3 weeks is how long it's been here, and now I won't lie to you. There are side effects that I've been feeling, and
Mutation.
Yes, I start to like take off my glove, and I suppose underneath that there's bandages sort of covering it up, even underneath the glove. So for now, it's like just the hand.
Yeah.
And I'll sort of like show that to him. It's
He
obviously different to the other hand.
like grabs it and like pull, almost like, you know, you're like, ooh, like he like examines the hand.
Oh, this is unusual. Perhaps it is the draconic blood in you. Mutations are often more violent, from what I've read, in non-magical creatures. Crown steel is like a poison in the system. Most do not last too long. It will kill a human or a dwarf very quickly. Perhaps it is the draconic blood in you that is manifesting in this way.
And he's like pulling up your sleeve, like how far along?
Yeah, like I'll start to move the bandages, and I guess as it gets higher and higher and higher, like up now, it's just beyond the
it's just about
elbow. Or
Yes.
I mean, it's progressing slowly or slow enough to give me some time.
But consistent.
Consistent, a burning sensation as it creeps up my arm, but. I believe this is what is allowing me to empower my... Well, no, it's not. It's the crown steel that's allowing me to... Okay. The crown steel itself, though, is embedded in my chest. It's... and I'm, like, slowly removing, like, the jacket and stuff and whatever else. But, like I said, protected by this runic magic, which I didn't have before. If it's magical blood that is holding this thing back, I didn't know I had the magic before. Maybe it was always in there. I don't know. Huh. Okay. But I think maybe some level of that protection is maybe holding this thing off. Maybe the draconic blood. You tell me.
So as you reveal the crown steel, seeing
Yeah.
the full shard embedded in your chest, and that kind of pattern of runic magic overlaid over it. I'm gonna spend one of my fate points
Okie doke.
because I need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh. Is that... That's
When he sees
you,
crown
right?
steel. When a dragon.
Oh,
sees
because,
crown
yeah.
steel. Just beat the DC.
Okay, just...
There is this moment where his eyes are so transfixed on it, and almost subconsciously a hand is like reaching towards your chest, like he's gonna just reach in and pull it out, but he stops himself.
I almost like put a hand forward as well. Now I don't know how dangerous this thing is as it is. That's why I keep it covered up, not obviously to
wise.
hide it, but
It is wise to hide it and to keep it covered. There is... Even now I can feel it, and I can taste it almost. The power, the raw power of this.
And he like glances up, and there is like a window in this library, and obviously perfectly framed in the window, we see the broken crown. He like looks up at that, looks back down to you.
The very essence of a being more than just a god. Sovereign was imbued with the power of planes, with divinity, with so much power. And this is an essence of Sovereign's very nature. This magic, you should, and he says like, you may cover yourself.
okay, yes.
Beings of magic, like us dragons, but also others. It calls to us. It requires will to resist. It is what corrupted Galdvasar was a loyal archdragon of the Empire. He was beloved. He cared for his people, and then the vast quantity of this that he gathered for the Empress ruined him. This magic, these runes, perhaps it was laid dormant, but this is your magic. You are what I would refer to as a sorcerer. You have an innate magic. You do not need to learn it as a scholar or wizard may. You do not need to make a deal for it. It is yours. This runic power has always been yours.
Okay, good. So it's not crown steel magic or...
The crown steel has caused it to manifest. Crown steel enhances magic of all kinds. So in a dragon, were I to consume it, it would make every part of me stronger. In this, it is enhancing your magic, but it is now also mutating the very magic of your draconic blood. That is what is causing your arm, and it will progress if not removed.
The arm? Or the crown steel?
The arm, but eventually your body will manifest more. If you were to, and I warn you now of this, if you come into contact with more crown steel, even just being in its presence, it will accelerate your transformation at a rate I cannot calculate.
Right, avoid more crown steel. Okay, that's good. I mean, it's rare.
It would empower you more, but it would cause the mutation to spread further. It is rare, but it is not that rare, unfortunately.
But you've been researching it.
I have read stories. I do not... It is forbidden for me to research it. I know the stories. Remember, my father fought Galdvasar's lieutenants. He was there. He was there when it first began to fall, when the Empress forbid it from being... Once we knew what it could do. I was only a young wormling at the time, but even I heard them talking about it. The power it could give the dragons or other magicians, human mages, dwarven mages, anyone. But when we found out its effect, the Empress forbid it, and Galdvasar said he had a way of keeping it away, keeping it out of harm's reach. Your runic magic, it is protective, it is abjuration-based, it is containing it. Imagine a poison held within a vial.
Okay.
In your body. But that vial has cracks.
Good.
The poison is seeping into you. There are two options. It must be removed, but to do that, your innate magic would need to be completely disabled. Now, subconsciously, you are activating that you have no control over this magic. It is keeping you alive. So it would need to be an external force that negates your magic.
Like, what, some kind of... something that blocks magic?
Yes.
Is that simple? Just switch it off.
There are spells that can perform this, but I think it would be... The problem is the crown steel enhances magic. So the magic that is protecting it is enhanced as well. Most normal matters of anti-magic would not work, but Proto-Magi knew things that even we dragons do not. There is a chance that in their vaults, they would have tools to negate powerful magic like this.
Okay, but vaults. The moment I was told that, I was immediately struck with the idea that finding these vaults is either impossible or they have already been scrounged for all their parts.
Yes, this is true. There are vaults, new vaults do appear from time to time, but discerning their location is something that many dedicate their lives to. I will think on this.
Okay. Okay, well,
you are
sign of it. I'd love
true in your intent that you wish this removed.
I do. I want it gone.
Good.
Tiny part of like his brain is almost like I want to control it.
Yeah, absolutely. He at this point, I'm not going to make a roll for Obsidious because he's so distracted by everything that like he's not really thinking about you right now. He's like processing all of this in his head, and he just will say, I will not reveal this information. I do not trust my father to deal with this rationally. You saw how he was during the attack.
I did, and I know it's it's been difficult being here with this. It's been difficult being anywhere with this.
I suggest you do not utilize its power in Ashen Rest again. There are many eyes and ears here beyond my own.
Okay.
I'm sure I am not the only magician who noticed the surge in power.
You, this thing on my neck, if I, now I won't, I make a promise to you, I won't use that power again in Ashen's Rest. But, are you detecting my arm? Are you detecting further transformation?
It will inform me if there are dramatic changes to the magical aura that surrounds you.
Well, that's good. I still have, like, a drink in my hand.
Yeah.
Wait, you said I would... You mentioned I would be an opportunity.
Yes. There are... The fact that you possess Crown Steel shows that there are factions, powers, groups that seek Crown Steel. Your father perhaps being one of them. If there are people seeking it, then I fear that in the hate and haste of Galdvasar's betrayal, the Empress sought Crown Steel destroyed, removed, protected, locked away. We have been forbidden from studying it, from learning of it, but that means that we know little about its capabilities or its weaknesses.
That's been the struggle. It's why I not trusted in Blackwing, but...
If we can remove it from you, I could study it and perhaps try and glean weaknesses that could be used against those who misuse it like Galdvasar did.
But, I mean, not to be rude, I saw the way you looked at it.
8.5 foot tall dragon man stares down at
Yeah,
you.
I saw the way your face changed.
And I resisted, or you would be very dead.
Okay.
That is one way that the Crown Steel could be removed from your body. If you die, the natural magics of your ability will fade.
Yes. But hear me out.
You do not need to make a case to me. I am not in the habit of killing Cauldron citizens. But as I mentioned, I am not the only one you need concern yourself with.
Well, did you think anyone else? I mean, you know. Okay, yes, oh, right, yes, okay.
Just die, man.
Well, I thank you for your, I'd say, trust. You don't trust me.
No, I do not. But I do not need you to, and nor do you need to trust me. Right now, I know where you are, and I will know if you use this power. I will be keeping an eye on you. If your intent is true, then you have nothing to be afraid of. I will assist you in perhaps trying to find a Proto-Magi vault or some method of removing this protection that does not involve your death. And together we will remove the Crown Steel, and then you can be healed and go about your way. Live your life.
I would like to work with you on that, but we can potentially work together as well on uncovering these factions as well. I know I'm Xanthius Oregon of Host Oregon, but the connection is very weak, I'm afraid. I'm not your in to Host Oregon.
When you said that you were sent to collect the Crown Steel, you did not know what it was at the time. Whom were you trying to collect it from in Kelskaris?
Ah, crap. Whom was I trying to collect it from? Indeed.
This is an old thing,
This
so I'm
is
happy to
like-
help you on this.
Yeah, this is like character bio.
This is, you don't know much about them. You literally only know the name of the organization because it was what your father would have told you to meet with representatives of this organization. You have heard, since your sort of investigations with them, and I believe your friend who is involved and things like that as well.
Who I don't bring up.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
You know that this organization is called the Diadem.
Diadem, that's the one. When I got a message from my father for the first time in maybe my entire life, you don't care. I was to go to Kelskaris, recover a weapon from this Diadem faction, whoever they are.
Diadem.
You know them?
I've heard the name. Criminals, but not common bandits and thugs. They are prominent in Kelskaris and many of the larger cities like Pharos. That is troubling.
Well, when I went to Kelskaris, I managed to find some, I don't know what it was, storehouse, headquarters, something. And in the encounter there, they wouldn't let me leave. They used the crown steel blade weapon. What was it actually? It was a.
Well, I would say maybe
Was
your
it
memory of it is a
forged into a
bit
sword, or was it
fuzzy.
shard?
I think that right now it's like because of the explosion, you don't really remember. Like, there's
Sure.
that whole event is fuzzy. Like from the minute you went into their base of operation, you don't even remember where it was. Like you're like, oh, it was like some sort of.
Yeah.
I went into like a street in a building, and then I went downstairs, but you can't. It's all kind of fuzzy.
Yeah.
Because of the event that happened. Like
I think like until I collapsed at near Burnell,
it's all
and maybe like 5 days prior to that or whatever. It's all like
it's very disconnected. Yeah, exactly. You remember it being in a vague shape, but you can't remember what it was.
Okay.
But you just remember you woke up and the shard was in there.
But yeah,
There was an explosion, and then you woke up with
the
it.
shard was used against me. The magic, this magic, welled up, and then I woke up, and it was there, and I left the city.
So this Diadem were the ones who had it.
Yes.
Then I would suggest you be very cautious, because I'm certain that they will want it back. This is of great value. From what I have learned, crown steel is measured in purity. From the weakest purity to the greatest, to the most pure.
Okay.
The piece in your chest is of a very high purity value.
Right.
The
So
piece in
very-
your chest could easily be worth 20, 30,000 gold pieces.
I'm going to a museum.
I'm going gambling.
That is an amount of money that non-dragons will kill for.
And the diadem and actual dragons.
Does your father know what happened?
No. My relationship with him, like I said, that was the first message I'd had from him or the Oregon family for basically my entire life.
So
and the
if I
diadem may not even know that I was of Host Oregon. I was just someone from Rust End.
So if I may, your father sent you to acquire an extremely illegal and dangerous material, and you have now gone missing as far as he is concerned.
I pray that he thinks I'm very dead.
After you've just appeared in a grand tournament where you were named as a savior of a town.
Yeah, now saving the town didn't really tie into that story for me. I liked saving this city.
And I am grateful to it, both, and this is why I have not killed you, and you did a great service for Ashenrest, you and your companions. And I wish to give you a chance to prove what you say is true. You should be very cautious.
I've been very cautious. I've tried to be very cautious.
I will try and protect you, because I feel that this crown steel, at least if whilst it is within you, I know where it is, and I know whom
is using it. If the diadem or your father require it, that I would be afraid of. So I will look out for you, Xanthias Oregon.
Thank you.
But my eye is on you. My vigilant watch is both an aid and a caution.
Thank you for your assistance. You trust me when I say you're exactly who I've been looking for. It's just, who do you ask?
Yes.
And I promise I won't tell anyone about your interest in Crown Steel.
Can you make a persuasion check with disadvantage for me,
Problem
please?
is solved. He's already dead.
You just can't help yourself, can you?
Such
Just
You want to
can't.
use a gun?
I mean, like,
It's loaded with 2 d20s.
He's got a demon gun as well.
there is still a part of me that's like, you did just give, you're trying to hold something
he?
over on me, but he's also like, this is forbidden. I can't do anything about this. I know I'm just Oregon, but like,
Well, he told you it was taboo.
You're such a sassy
Taboo.
little bitch today.
I mean, persuasion with disadvantage,
Always.
please.
I'm going to use fate. How does fate work in disadvantage? Do I?
You still add it to the roll. You spend a point.
Okay. Do I roll that twice though?
You still roll the 2d20 twice, yeah.
Okay. Okay, and fate.
So the lowest one,
So that is. What was this? Sorry, persuasion.
persuasion, please.
17.
Not with it. It's like there's a twist to the face, and where you've been in this lovely library, he will cast a spell. Can you make a strength check for me, please? D20 plus strength.
8.
You feel your body seized by a telekinetic force as with a clawed hand, he casts telekinesis, holds you up in the air, like your arms just go flat, and he pulls you close to his face. Do not underestimate me. Ilkir, which is non-dragon, by the way.
I've heard the term before. I won't. I apologize.
Do not threaten me. I seek to aid you, but you are a danger. I am a dragon, son of Duke Ignarius, hero of the insurrection. I will not be spoken to in that way. You can make another strength check if you like to try and break free. I mean, you might be able to. Like, you're on,
Guy
like
has a
high.
brain.
No, I mean, yeah, I will try. I got 5.
No.
Yeah.
So you're still like held in place, and he's like making it so you can't even move your arms. He's like, I have done this. I have studied stories of the past. I have done nothing that would bring shame to my father. Understand this, Ilkir.
I understand this. I understand this.
He lets you go, and you kind of fall down.
I guess I literally just fall to the ground. You don't even.
Baby fall down.
It's just. It's not even like a gentle like drop.
Thump.
Yeah.
You know, not enough to like take damage,
No,
but
yeah.
like kind of Sam.
Yes, I understand. I understand. I understand.
I mean, you threatened him like you're blackmail.
I
I was like, he's a nice guy. I can't let this slide. Like this, I've got to show like they're like they can be horrible. Like they're these very arrogant creatures.
Oh no, I mean,
Yeah.
it's purposeful.
Yeah,
Right? When I
yeah,
said
yeah,
it,
yeah.
like,
It was perfectly within.
Yeah. But yeah, he like looks down, and then he will because you're kind of on the floor. He will offer a clawed hand to help you stand back up. But this is kind of a I'm your friend.
yeah, I know. I mean, I'll raise like the charred hand, I suppose.
Yeah.
Does he even care?
Yeah, no, he doesn't care.
Okay.
Him, it's just flesh. You know, it's mutated, but
Thank you for assisting me, I guess.
I will research, as I mentioned. And if you wish, I can send you some old stories about Crown Steel to learn more. Nothing that would be troublesome for you to possess.
Okay, yes, I will do everything I can to understand this thing so that it doesn't cause anyone pain.
Good.
I said that the others that assisted in the fight to save Ashen's Rest also are aware of this. I want you to know that my first suggestion to them was that I simply leave Ashen Rest, and never come back. I don't want this to harm anyone.
You are very fortunate to have those who would stand beside you at such a serious crime. I hope you hold them in such a high regard as they deserve.
I'm learning to.
Good. He gestures towards the door, arcane lock ends, and he leaves.
My wine is spilled on the ground now.
Yep.
I'm going to stay here for a little bit, I think.
Yeah. A few minutes later, thump, thump, thump. Like you look at, oh, Xanthius is just in like a library room, Nick, like on your way back from the bathroom.
I tell a guard, that's a no-go.
Do not go in there.
Guard, like the whole corridor now. That's a dangerous zone.
Bum, 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 bum. Oh.
I'm like in the middle of the library, like not even like on my back, I'm like on my knees, kind of just like completely blank expression, almost just completely phased eyes.
Oh, Xanthius, someone's had a little too much wine, haven't they? Come on, let me come pick you up.
Okay.
Arms, hands under armpits.
Why does this keep happening? Thank you.
Up we
Rowan.
go.
No, I haven't had much to drink.
Well, it's all over the floor, so...
Yes, I spilled it, Rowan.
It's okay, we all make mistakes. That's fine, I'll clean it up.
If you could, great, thank you. Hey, by the way, Rowan?
Yeah? Oh, by the way, don't go in the toilet.
No.
I might have to ask Duke Ignarum to shut that wing down.
The spice got too good, yeah. Shut the wing down.
Shut it down.
There is a bit of a pungent odor coming from the direction Rowan just came in.
Okay.
It's kind of wafting.
And also, toilets aren't made for yachting shit.
Big lad.
I need
Well,
to-
no,
I need to-
in here, the dragons are about, they're bigger than you. So actually, this is one of the people.
public-
But yeah,
I think
would
that this
they-
would
they
be
would have their own-
this would be like the Ilkir toilets.
I need the
basically,
dragon
non-dragon
shitter.
toilets. Yeah, you needed the Duke's private one, which is probably just like, no, he's a dragon. He probably just like poops in the ocean. He flies out and then flies back. I mean, think about it. He's a dragon.
Seagull.
Like, yeah. No, they're more refined.
Is this like
than
a
that.
whole chain that you're like
There would
rattling out now?
there would be a real
No.
genuine world building lore question here. There would be some sort of whole or very well decorated, maintained thing, and then it would be the job of some poor fucking kobolds to go in there and it's like get rid of it basically.
Oh my God.
Like
Are you gonna put this in your core textbook?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
okay.
It's a whole
Whole
chapter.
section on dragon shitting.
There's a D100.
Yeah.
There's a table. Yeah.
Here's your job for the day, clearing out the dragon
It's
mitten.
like the Atlantic garbage patch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dragons are a real scourge on their climate.
No, actually, no. I think I'm gonna. I think that there would be some sort of dragon spell to
Okay.
they transmute their poop into something usable, like fuel.
Oh, that's good. I was going to say,
Transmute it.
2 days after a dragon dumps in the ocean, some poor coastal town gets attacked.
Tomorrow is just like, oh bloody, don't go out on
I
the
think
sea
it would
today.
make sense that there would be some sort of like spell,
Tomorrow.
or maybe they just turn it into fuel for their breath weapon. Maybe they don't even need to poop.
Okay.
They don't need dragons. Don't poop.
But they
I've
gotta-
made that ruling.
There we go.
They gotta
Dragons
go
don't
out,
poop.
But they do have to go out and blast fire now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Otherwise
have to,
get
they have
backed
to,
up.
yeah, that makes sense.
Big
Yeah.
meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a purge. Yeah.
You've been there.
And that's what I think about dragons.
Okay, that was a lot to absorb there, Rowan.
If you don't mind, unless do you want to keep?
No, you know what? I'll save it for later. You carry on. Just let's go back to the party.
Well, because I wanted to quickly jump in with Gruff, because you've had lovely conversation with Sir Javar, but I'm assuming at some point you would like to seek out Nora Kell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you all right? I can let Tom and Tom continue.
I have just been sat here for the last hour, like, more. Like, if I had popcorn, I would be scrumping it.
Watching a
This
movie.
has been great.
Cool.
Watching Tom squirm.
It's like
Had to happen.
So good. And Obsidious,
The thing is
I mean, it makes sense. It makes
when
so
you
much
use
sense.
the power in the conquest, I was like,
we were all
they're
like,
fucking
yeah,
watching
you
it,
should
like- and you knew that too.
I need that to. Okay, I want to clarify.
Yeah.
Me using the spell in the conquest wasn't just haha big damage, big
No,
monkey.
no, no. You were like
the pride thing I've been allowing to eat Xanthias away just
he's
a
like,
little bit
yeah,
more.
why should I? use it?
Like I said
sense.
a couple of days ago, or
Yeah.
a couple of episodes ago, like I'm hot shit.
Yeah.
Right now.
He is hot
There's
shit.
also, as well, in a competition, right? Like, you get carried away with the we must win.
Yeah, everyone
Like,
else is looking pretty strong right now.
Yeah.
Like the Jotnir said, I want everyone to know that I'm pretty fucking strong too.
You want to win. at all
Regardless of how it
costs.
looks. Plus, also, Xanthias is like, all it does is empowers the flame. Doesn't make it golden red and
Yeah.
Galdasari. That's
Certainly to somebody who knows what to look for.
Yeah.
I think like I think because Duke Ignarius is not a mage, he's more of a warrior. He does know a little bit of magic, but like he was so engrossed in the fighting that he didn't pick up on it. Whereas somebody like Obsidious, who is like a trained magic scholar, he would be like, I know what that fucking is.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe Obsidious wasn't the only one who knows.
Yeah, that's
No, he was.
So, Graf,
that ruling.
Graf face on. Graf, hello, my name's Graf.
you enjoy conversations. You are approached, Gruff, by lots of the other knights who congratulate you on your wins. They come up and spend some time talking to you. I know that Sir Andorra Val, who is the Silver Dragonborn woman from Iceheart, would definitely, maybe only a short conversation, but it would be and she has this very prim and proper, kind of very soft voice. Oh no, because Train Morrow's more Welsh.
Welsh Cornish.
Yeah, so she would probably still have a bit more of an English kind of accent to it. 'Cause she's from Calon, the main city. It's a bit more metropolitan, so
More refined.
a bit more refined. She would be like, "Well, I wish to congratulate you on such an impressive performance, Gruffith. It was, I have not spent much time in Tremoro, but I think it is always nice to see a representative of Iceheart, showing that we are not what many people assume us to be."
Oh, thank you, Sir Andorra. And I agree. One thing I've been told coming here is, you have to be proud of where you're from and put on all these airs and graces, but no one really knows the power of Iceheart.
There is strength in something that lasts. There is strength in ice, solid but also changeable. I am blessed with the divinations of my draconic blood. I did not see you, but it is interesting that you bear a staff of an ice diver. For I had a vision that an ice diver was circling the tawny ground.
Oh.
Before I came.
Did she look like this? And I'll bring up the illusion of Saren again.
No, it was different.
Oh.
But it was... I sensed a great purpose to this bird.
Oh, well, they are
I think you
majestic.
have a future, an important future ahead of you.
Oh,
I will leave you to your business.
thank you, and I will take what you said very seriously and hope it's a blessing.
Well, perhaps I will see you in our homeland, in our home province at some point in the future.
That would be a great pleasure.
And there's just like, she will reach out and touch your arm, and just a little blast of like cold magic will kind of like ripple over you. Like a kind of, like it would be like a little touch of home, basically. And she makes her way off. And then later on, like as you kind of making introductions and having polite conversation, you would see in her resplendent kind of wheelchair of like made from this like organically carved wood that has all these like witch fetishes and things like and symbols carved into it, dressed in a very simple like black and grey and dark green brown sort of outfit, very practical and utilitarian, much like Vraxkel's was. Nothing is really made for finery; it is all made for practicality. she will wheel herself over to you. Actually, no, she would probably just gesture, and with a little bit of magic, the chair would move on its own. And she makes a, "Oh, Sir Gruffith of Tremoro. I'm glad that you have come. I've been considering what we discussed."
That's good to hear. Hey, we taught your grandson a lesson yesterday.
It is always good to see Vrax learn the humility of a defeat. I do wish that perhaps you could have gotten there, given him a good whack in the face. He needs one from time to time.
I'll bear that in mind for next time I see him.
But I think that you and I have a far more important matter to discuss, do we not?
Yes.
Shall we take a quiet moment in the corner?
Lead the way.
She gestures with her hand, the chair kind of wheels itself over. You can see that hanging on the back of a chair is like this leather knapsack, and you are almost certain that you see something like lift and like peer out and then close and like hide back in the knapsack. As you kind of wheel over to a corner, she gestures and suggests you bring a chair and sit with her. Now, I wish to ask, before I issue, I have sent word to some members of our order, and we have agreed to provide you with a challenge to join our order. But before I do that, why do you wish to become a knight?
Oh, well, when I was a cub, I heard the ballad of Sir Isabel, and I was inspired by the tales of her great feats of defeating the Cyclops and defending those who needed it, those who could not defend themselves against injustice, against danger, against harm. And it was always something I wanted to do. But the duty of, well, it's a hard life in Isart, especially in Tremoro. A small community like that, we all have to play our part to survive. So I stayed home, look after my family, build a family. And as I've gotten older, that dream has never stopped.
And the dream, is it Sir Isabel's glory in defeating the Cyclops that you seek? Or is it that desire to protect, to offer aid? She was wise and cunning, as the song tells us. She was brave, capable. But ultimately, in the ballad, Sir Isabel always gives up her prizes. She gives them up in favor of those who need them, or she gives them up because she feels that she has not won them fairly. And when she returns from her test, she has accomplished nothing. It is the song which earns her her knighthood. So what is it, Gruffith, that drives you specifically? Not just the inspiration, but what is it you want to achieve as a knight?
You see, I don't think, with great respect, I don't think that's the message behind Sir Isabel. She's given up material objects, yes. But it's what she's left behind. It's the people she protected and the lives she changed for better. That is the accomplishment. And that is what I have set out to do. I want to protect people and make their lives better.
You do understand the story. I was seeing many people think that it is otherwise. Many people think that it is about the sacrifice that she made. People think that it is about the love that she won in the battle. But I agree with you, that it is what Sir Isabel left behind. That is her legacy as a famous knight. I feel satisfied in this answer. A second question, then. Why the Circle of Loyal Hounds? Why did you seek us out when you could have sought any draconic lord or lady? I've seen you fight. You could have easily proven yourself to any draconic lord or lady. Or perhaps one of the other orders, or perhaps even the church. If I remember, you are something, from what I've heard from others, you are quite a pious man.
I looked at the other orders, and maybe it's because I'm getting on in my years. I felt that it was not my place. I heard that the Loyal Hounds, they took on those who are somewhat advanced in our age.
It is true. We do. That is our... When the order was founded, it began as a place for knights and individuals that society had decided were too old to fight, to be useful, too old to fight in tournaments and win glory or smite heretics and abominations. And you are an older gentleman, I can see. Perhaps not as old as some of us in the order, but you are older. But still, that... I think that you still could have found a place in another order, or perhaps as a knight of the realm elsewhere. What about us spoke to you?
Well, it was two things, you know. On the lighter side, everyone thinks once you cross middle age, that's it, you're bloody useless. You're on a scrap heap.
I know that.
They forget that us one, we have more wisdom. We have more ways around the world. We can still teach them a thing or two.
You definitely see that that's like, yeah, she nods and smiles when you talk about wisdom and like still have much to teach and things like that. There's like a, good, like a nod.
You know, we're not done yet. And then it's the first line. And he takes out his battered, very battered, refolded and folded scroll that this person, you know, who visited his village once wrote. Protecting the meek, infirm and vulnerable. No other order has that as their first line of virtues.
No. There are others who come close. There are. May I see what you have there? This was given to you, was it?
Given to me by a travelling bard. She was kind enough to write it out for me.
Yes, this is something of a, I would not say rudimentary. It is a common understanding of our order. But there is perhaps a little more to it.
You're reading.
There is still a little bit more, perhaps. It is true. We do seek to protect the weak, the vulnerable, and the infirm. But there is another part to that line. Protect the weak, the vulnerable, and the infirm, whether by sword, by hand, or by word. Those are the actual words of our order. To pass on the wisdom of age and ensure it is protected against those who would misuse it. I believe that yours is... you have a sort of common understanding of it, but these are the words we speak to each other. And then finally, to bring hope and comfort to those in need, to walk beside them along paths we have already taken. It speaks much to your lesson about wisdom, making sure they understand that we still have much to provide. These are the truest understanding of the tenets amongst the brothers and sisters of the circle. Tell me, do those tenets still interest you as much as these ones that you have been provided?
They do.
Then, I believe it is tradition for a knight-errant to kneel before a senior knight.
He kneels immediately.
There is a moment where, like, you kneel, and you're kind of having this conversation off in the corner, but people, whether it's just chance, like the music just quietens, there's a gap in the dance, people see you kneel. And all of the knights know what this means. And so everyone goes silent and still. And the tension, you don't notice this because you're focused on Norakel, but everybody else, perhaps your friends see this as Xanthias and Rowan come back into the room, as Daisy and Willow are kind of like in a way, but everybody goes silent and looks into the corner of the chamber where you have taken this kneel. And you see that Norakel, she holds out her hand, and in a kind of swirling green, very fey-like energy, a gnarled staff appears, which she places to one shoulder. Gruffith of Tremoro, I hereby accept you as knight-errant to the Circle of Loyal Hounds. To become a member of our circle, to become our brother, 3 challenges will be set upon you, each by a different knight seniority. I, Sir Norakel, shall set the first, and upon its completion, the location of the next master I shall provide.
She brings the staff onto your other shoulder. Knight-errant Griffith, you shall find a place that has lost hope and restore it. Sword, hand, and word. By sword, hand, and word. Bring me the story of your triumph and proof in both deed and heart. This your challenge I set. And you hear like a very... as all the knights kind of like... and there's like looks, you see Sir Griot like wiping some tears away, like as you like, oh, very good, like, you know, and like everyone's like, all of the knights here are like, yes, that's a good, like, you know, oh, love to see it, you know, a new knight-errant kind of thing. For Kim's benefit, that wording is...
I'll write it down later.
Yeah, that's fine. But find a place that has lost hope and restore it by sword, hand, and word. Now, that's obviously very open to interpretation, and that's very much the point. And the concept of bring me the story of your triumph and proof in both deed and heart means that you not only have to bring some sort of physical proof that you've done this, but you also have to believe in your heart that you've actually accomplished this. It'd be very easy for you to be like, oh, yeah, I totally did it. But using magic, they'll probably be like, well, actually, we know that you're lying and you don't think you've actually properly done it, kind of thing. So it's like Gruff has to believe that he's achieved it. I will also give you those more in-depth new words, because the words you have are correct, but these are like, that's like what the common folk kind of like pass around. These are like the actual internal things.
The bard made that fit into a song.
Yeah.
Well, but the thing is like, those are good ones for you to like, if you're going to stick to your virtue, those are good things to base it on. Whereas the actual tenets are like what their mission is, basically. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, with that is your knightly errant task set. The very last thing, as everyone rejoins, we see, not entering in their draconic forms, entering through the main double doors, dressed resplendently, we see Duke Ignarius, Obsidius, and Emberissa enter. Great fanfare, the musician, you know, the whole classic thing. All the knights turn around. Everybody wants to talk to them immediately. But considerate Edarth Orgrim actually kind of comes and gathers you all together, the five of you. His Draconic Majesty and one of his Knights of the Realm who has just returned to Ashen Rest would like to speak with you after they have done their, shall we say, the rounds of social requirements. They would like to ask a task of you. It will be paid, and we'll see you do a great service to Ashen Rest. But I believe that your skills in the battle and beyond are requested. If you have the time and would like to serve His Draconic Majesty once more.
Yeah.
I bow. That was me bowing.
That's fine. And with that, we're going to end the session. You don't need to respond. We'll pick that up next time.
Shit, I'm done.
I'm done with these. I'm done with these clowns. He threw me around like a rag doll. Yeah. Screw that guy.
I imagine when he comes in as well, he's just like
he's
nothing happened.
Very stoic. Well, no, he's like Obsidius is always very stoic, very controlled. Like he's just, I am here because I'm supposed to be here. I don't really want to be here. He's not like smiling and like waving and stuff like that. The Duke is like doing all of that. But yeah, Emberissa
it's just like a anger or rage or whatever it was that I saw.
Yeah. Bit of that draconic pride and rage. Unfortunately, Obsidius is black and red dragon, which is an interesting combination of traits.
Yes, it is.
The pride of a red dragon and the practicality and intensity of the black dragons. So
don't insult them, basically.
Not the smartest call that Yes was made. It was great. It was great. It was a great moment. It was a great moment. Yeah. With that, that's going to be it for today's session.
Nice. Holy crap.
Hopefully, it's a bit of a setup one.
Knight errant.
Bit of like specific things happening, but I think next time we'll be able to like get some new stuff on the board.
Yeah.
And try and bring like everyone back in and like give everyone some stuff to do.
Nice. Awesome.
Have a think before we meet for next week. What I would like for you guys to do, obviously, I'm going to give you a new quest. It's your choice whether you want to take it, though. It's going to be like a kind of like, here's a cool quest you can go on.
Sure.
Doesn't mean it's going to be the only one. There might be other stuff that I throw your way as well. The other thing I'd like you guys to think about is like what changes or upgrades or things you want to do to the inn if you're going to improve it.
Yep.
Think about any personal things that you guys want to go out and do. So, like, maybe right now for poor Xanthias, like, we don't have a lead on a Proto-Magi Vault, but if that's something you want to start researching, you could do.
Sure.
If there are things you specifically want to look into and go for, let me know, because we are at that stage now where, like, basically it's like begin Season 2, Arc 2,
Yeah.
but let's figure out what that direction's going to be. But also things like the inn upgrades, set them up, go off and do some adventuring, come back and they'll all be done.
Yay.
And then, yay! So we get that done.
That makes sense.
But yeah, we'll go, and there's a couple more bits and bobs I want to do next week. I want to do some stuff with Daisy. I've got a little bit more with Ophelia once the shrine is built, but we'll set that stuff up as we get there. All right?
Sweet.
Cool.
Very cool.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. That is it for today's episode. We will see you soon. Goodbye.
Bye now. Bye now. Bye now. Bye now.